What's up, everybody? I'm Run7, and if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to skip ahead if you have already seen these intro clips. This is a little taste of what you may have previously missed. And if you want to catch me live, be sure to look in the links in the description below for my Twitch. You can catch me there streaming Sundays and Thursdays, and sometimes some other pop-up streams as well. Hope you enjoy. The game is about to start. Okay, let's inject something into our brain. That sounds fun. Let's do this. I'm just gonna go right to it. I just wanna know, can we write about our dick? Is it gonna give us that breadth? 50 subs to the community? These bombs are never gonna stop falling. Oh my God, there's just constant sound effects blowing up in my headset right now. How do you spell penises? Soma D's nuts, yeah. Penises? Is that how you spell penises? We're gonna hide in the corner and hopefully he won't come into this room. Oh, shit, Jesus. Fuck you guys. Penises, I-S or E-S? E-S? Penises. Can you move a little more to the right? A little more to the right.
He's moving you into a monster.
Yes, I know. We can't see. I'm gonna get his camera after he dies grievously. I don't see anything that looks like a power anything. Oh, shit. Well, there's some power.
Penis eye.
Penis eye?
Yes. Penis.
Penises.
We get that selfie shot.
Oh man, that was a great selfie trying to get. Way to go, Deadpool. Nice try.
If somebody wants to heal me with their penis, that would actually be pretty handy right now. I'm pretty badly hurt.
Sorry, I'll try and move it so you can see past all the meteors fall. Damn it! Oh!
Everyone's dead. Can somebody talk me through this?
Oh my God! What, we got blind people trying to hear me?
Talk me through how to get to the helicopter.
The fuck is going on?
Anyone?
Dude, I'm a big cybernetic robot woman. Dan really wants somebody to touch the penis. I'm on to you, Dan. Romance, hopeless, philosophy, climax. Come on. They might as well just pick these themselves. Get over there. Yeah!
So can I actually get myself off, Giggity, or can I?
Dan, I'm pretty sure you can get yourself off, buddy. Bubba Hotep's still in, Mongooli's still in, Boss is still in, and Deadpool is still in? How the fuck is blind-ass Deadpool still in? Oh my God! Let me see. Jesus. Oh, the Xenomorph? Are you freaking kidding me? Where's my wallet? I'm buying that. Shit. Jeez, guys.
What's up, Crow? How you doing, bud?
Oh my God. Super stripper poles.
Boxes throwing shit.
You jerk-faced weenie head. I can't hear myself because all these goddamn missiles dropping in. Oh my God. What? Gonna use the outhouse? All right, that makes sense. I like to poop after being stabbed too. Oh! Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? There we go. We're in.
Right,
We're off.
Okay, cool.
Bird was knocking on my gate again. Holy.
So we got Robo Boobies. Boss is being chased by a monster. Come on, Moguli, damn it. Damn it. I can't. I just can't do it. Can't win with you guys. What's up, clown fans or clown haters? I'm not sure which. Nice loves clowns because they're scary AF, and that's awesome, they say. So that's cool. What's up, Wonderful D? We're gonna be... Oh, let me fix that background. That's gonna drive me absolutely bonkers that it's off just by like a stitch right there. That's gonna just make me go nuts. If I can... That's better. That little bit just killing me. There we go. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be reviewing It Chapter 1 today on R rating. But first, while we warm up, we're gonna be ranking clowns. That's right. We went to Tiermaker. Tiermaker.com, if you don't know, it's the thing everyone uses to make tier lists. And we all love tier lists, so we're making a tier list of clowns. And I haven't decided if we should go with the scariest clown or the most iconic, popular clown. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Hopefully, I'm hoping that people will show up and help me out with this. If you guys would like, you can actually, whoops, why did my screen just die there? That was weird. If you guys would like, you guys can join me on Voice for this. I am in the brand new Patreon members account for R Rating. It's the R Rating Discord. And if you want to either watch movies with us on, I believe it's Sunday, after my Sunday Cyberpunk stream, we're going to be doing a watch party, and I think it's this week, I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's a watch party on Discord, and we're going to be watching the movie Moon, which is the Patreon pick. And you can join us for that watch party if you're a Patreon member. A little thing for those who are donating. It's ! watch party in chat to get that link. You can go there and do your thing. And then Bozo was very scary, yeah. Is it only movie clowns? No, it's all clowns throughout TV, cinema, or cartoons. I've got a list of 20 clowns and we're gonna rank them. Pretty sure I've got pretty much anybody you guys can think of. I put them in there. And then, also, if you would like to jump in on Voice, you can be a Patreon member and jump into the Voice channel of R Rating, which I'm gonna go into now. It's actually under General for some reason, so apparently as long as you have access to the R Rating Discord, which might be free right now, it might be that you have to donate $1 to Patreon to gain access. You might just be able to use the link, which is either !Patreon or !Watch Party. They're both gonna get you the same link, and you can have access to the R Rating Discord server, where you can come and find us. You can jump on Voice right now with me and help us chat about what we're gonna do with these clowns and where they're gonna rank, whether it be S or D. And then, why is my music crapping out? I think my wife's trying to take control of the music. That's gonna drive me nuts. She knows I'm streaming. I gotta get a family plan. I'm too cheap. What's up, Real Bubba Hotep? All right, so came in a little discombobulated. My kid had a concert. It was his very first concert in beginner band. He is percussion. I'm raising a drummer. That's right. He was front and center, and we had to race to get dinner, and then we had to race over to the concert, and then we raced home, and I jumped in the seat and turned this on, and I'm trying to explain to people that we're ranking clowns, and you can come join me on Voice in our new Discord for R Rating, and then afterwards we're gonna be discussing It Chapter 1, and next week we'll be discussing Moon, and you can be a part of the watch party if you're a Patreon member by doing !Watch Party or !Discord. Music's just not apparently gonna work today. Don't know why it just keeps stopping. Kind of pissing me off there. Music, stop stopping. Okay, so that's it. I think I got it all covered. So let's get over to the left monitor where we can rank all these clowns. Now I was thinking about making it so you guys couldn't see the 20 clowns behind me, and I was just gonna pull them up at random or whatever, but I don't care. I really just don't care. We're gonna do it any way we want to. So, Spotify playback paused while transmitting audio. Oh, that's why my music's stopping, because I jumped into the Voice channel. And it's gonna continue doing that. That's gonna piss me off. I want music though. Those bastards. All right, let's drop the music level anyways, so that I can hear myself think. Not that there's a lot of thinking going on right there, but we're gonna try that. I want you to play, even though you don't want me to play. All right. We'll just see how that goes. All right, so Bubba Hotep's a Patreon member for sure, so I know Bubba Hotep has access to R Rating. I don't know how Dan set up the Discord server. It's all brand new to us. We're trying to provide new services and things for the Patreon members who help keep us running and help generate a little bit of money for all the effort that Dan is putting into this, and Will and I show up too. And so we're trying to give back for you guys. So we have crazy stuff like you can help pick what movie we watch at the end of each month, and it's really just not gonna let me play my music because I'm in this stupid voice channel. That is the dumbest thing ever. See if there's a way to region override. No, that's not going to do it. Permissions, invites, integration. I'm not cool enough to change the settings in here. Dan doesn't give me the permission. Okay, I guess we're going sans music then. Whatever. Whatever. Where was I? Let's rate some clowns already. Okay, let's rate some clowns. So, first up, let's get the Jokers out of the way. I've got 3 of them. I've got Nicholas, I've got Ledger, and I've got Phoenix in here. So, oh, we gotta figure out, are we doing scary? For $500 a month, you get feet pics from Dan? Honest to God, I think for $500, he would totally send you feet pics. Dude, for $50, I'll send you feet pics. I got pretty nice feet. They're not bad. They're not bad. Got my flip-flops on. Look. Here. See that? That's not bad. I got nice feet. I got nice feet. I'm telling you, I got nice feet. $50, that's a deal. Dan's charging $500. I'm only charging $50. Send the money to me. Exclamation point donate, that direct to me. That's the one. That's the one you want right there. Oh, let's do this. Let's do exclamation point. Come on, no, really, I want you to type in there. Exclamation point watch party. See if that works. Oh, look at that. There's the Discord link. So if you guys want to come jump in on voice, you can. And you can help me out here. We're going to do the Jokers. But are we going to do the scariest clown or the most iconic clown? You want to do popularity or scarity? It's not a word, but you get it. What do you guys want? Popularity or scarity? We're going to go with scarity. That's kind of sounds fun. I mean, we're not going to go with scare. I'm going to use that word right now. I'm going 3 directions at once. I'm telling you, I was racing around all day, just as fast as I can go. Also, I don't want square images. We want no cropping because some of those pictures have some things going on. There's a clown in here that nobody's gonna get. And if we go popularity, I think it's gonna be absolute dead last. So you guys wanna go scare or do you wanna go popularity? Or we could just do like your favorite clown. Like which one do you like let's do that. Let's do that. Not necessarily the most iconic or popular clown, but the clown that you like the most or love the most. Yeah, Bubba Hotep, I got him too. Big fan of In Living Color right here. I didn't forget, homie. What's up, cleaning agent? If you want to come jump in the voice channel, I've got the Discord link up there, and you can come help me figure out which clown is the most amazing clown. So, we're going to go with our favorite clowns. And I think I'm going to start with my least favorite clown, And we can talk about it once he's up there, and we can shift him around a little bit, move him around a bit. But he'll jump in a few. Okay, cleaning agent's going to jump in on voice in a few. Moon says homie the clown. It's actually not homie the clown. It's homie D clown. Homie the clown. And homie don't play that. Okay, my least favorite clown, and probably because it's not very well known, but back in the day, Roger Moore, aka James Bond, was a clown. And frankly, I think that the James Bond clown was probably the worst. Probably the worst. Let's see if I can zoom in and make this a little bit bigger. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. There's that. I can do that. Look at that. There we go. So, that's the James Bond clown. Look how sad he looks, man. That's a sad looking clown right there. Homie don't play that? Yeah. So, starting off, our least favorite clown, or at least my least favorite clown, is Roger Moore as 007 in the infamous clown costume that he played. He's even got a sad look on his face. Isn't that terrible? Hey, let's see if we can slide me to the other side of, let's do video capture device. We can unlock that and we're gonna grab it and we're gonna slide me over here. Doink. And I'm gonna get that out of our way. We don't need that. There we go. All right, we're gonna remove me from the screen once we link streams with Dan once he gets here. Double oof. Yeah, that's Roger Moore as a James Bond clown. All right, he's my least favorite clown. Next up, we're gonna grab. I think this is a really good clown right here. You all know him. You all love him. That's Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons. He's pretty iconic. I like him. I think he's kind of fun. I was considering putting Sideshow Bob and Sideshow Mel in here, but they were like assistant clowns, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go. S tier for Simpsons, says Moon. Moon wants Krusty in the S tier. Wow. There's a lot of clowns on this list. Are you sure? All right. I need to drop down and snag one. Since we talked about pairings of clowns, this one is one of my favorites. This is the trio of clowns. I put all three of them in here. There's actually more than three, but I put the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space in here. I think when I think of clowns, this is probably the third or fourth clown that comes to mind. I really liked this movie. I thought it was super funny. I thought this was just an excellent film to begin with, and I love these clowns. They never speak. They just make noises and animal puppets, and I think it's a lot of fun, so I'm going to do that. Will, let me know when you're going to jump in the voice channel. I hate not having music, so I'm going to jump out of the voice channel for now so I can listen to some music, okay? How do I make that go away? I'm in the voice channel. Disconnect. There we go. Okay, we're going to play some music now. There. Let's get a different song. All right, there we go. I got some time. Good. All right, thanks. Different song. All right, next up. Okay, everybody's talking about Homie D Clown. All right, let's grab Homie D and put him up here. Homie D Clown. Where do we want to put Homie D Clown? Frankly, I am a huge fan of Homie D Clown, and I used to watch In Living Color all the time. The Homie D Clown skits were some of my favorite. I like him more than Krusty. What do you guys think? Yeah, Demillion, it's any clown. I have a list of 20 clowns. They're the most 20 iconic clowns I could find from cinema, cartoons, and movies, and TV. Cinema is TV, or is movie, whatever. You get it. You want to talk about art, Bubba Hotep? Yeah, we can talk about art. I think the Mona Lisa is a really terrible picture. All right, I believe this is Art the Clown, who Real Bubba Hotep is talking about. Art the Clown here. He's from Terrifier, and I never saw the movie. I have nothing to base it on. I don't know if it's all that scary. Isn't the clown from Terrifier, doesn't he just kind of like follow people around and look creepy? Yeah, Moon Girl, Moon Girl. Moon, I am the destroyer of worlds. I think I took the crown from Mobile Gamer. It's shock value, D tier, just a crap it wannabe. Ooh, but it's better than Roger Moore though, right? I mean, I bet most people didn't even know Roger Moore 007 was a clown. If you like music, there's also Puddle's Pity Party. Puddle's Pity Party? I don't know that one. Just barely better than Double O Clown Nose? Okay. I knew he was a clown when I saw his Bond. Can look him up on YouTube. Love Puddles. Puddles? Puddles the clown? Why don't I remember Puddle? It sounds very familiar. Puddles the clown. Uh-oh. That's Puddles the Clown? Is that correct? Puddles Pity Party? It's the same one, Mike Gear. Yeah, Puddles Pity Party. Okay, folks, we got a late entry to our list. Let's go to, sure, we'll just put in downloads. That'll work. Let me see here. I gotta grab this one. Browse. Downloads. This one. Boom. All right. By popular demand, we have Puddles Pity Party, who's gonna come in here, and chat says that this guy is epic. Puddles Pity Party is the actual name, and Puddles is epic tier. Epic, huh? I don't know. I didn't know who Puddles the Clown or Puddles Pity Party was before just now. It sounds familiar. It's ringing a bell, but I don't remember seeing this guy. I don't have Doink. I don't know who Doink is. So I'm going to put him behind Krusty because I didn't even know this guy existed. Do we have another clown? Jesus, you guys are going to make me look up all these stupid clowns, aren't you? Doink the Clown. What the hell? Is it Ray Apollo, Matt Bone, Doink the Clown here? Let's go Doink the Clown. Doink the Clown is a WWE wrestler? Okay. You guys knew he was there. Let's save that image. No, I don't want to download that file. Let's just do this. Doink the Clown. There we go. There's that. And, okay, so where's Doink the Clown going? All right. Doink the Clown is probably going to be D tier because I didn't even know he existed. Real Bubba Hotep says B. Crushed America's Got Talent. D tier, B tier, B tier? Let's make a huge list of clowns. Yeah, no more clowns. Let's get through the list I've got. If I forgot something, we'll get to it. This guy's C tier, man. He's a wrestler. That's fake. He's a fake clown. He's a fake clown. All right, coming up next. Let's go with another scary movie. This is the one from American, what is it? American something. What's the TV show? They do a different, every season is a different theme, but it's the same actors. American Horror Show, American Horror Story, American Horror Story. This guy's from American Horror Story. I think his name is Twisty the Clown or Twisted the Clown. I thought he was scary as shit in that TV show. I thought he was really good. I think he's at least B tier, if not maybe the back end of A tier, is my guess. American Eagle Outfitters. You guys are just gonna give me such a hard time for not being able to speak. Never seen it, don't know him. All right, we'll leave him in B tier then. Taking it to the sewers today? Hell yeah, we always get trashy. All right, I believe this is Bozo the Clown, right? Bozo? Bozo's pretty old school. I don't remember Bozo. I just know of him. So I'm thinking Bozo's probably gonna be like end of B tier, top of C tier. Just we all know the name Bozo, but does anybody ever remember seeing Bozo the Clown? I don't know. In fact, honestly, I think this Terrifier guy is more popular. I guess we're going for who we like the most, right? Bozo was the first famous clown I recall seeing. I hated him. Okay, so we don't like Bozo. Bozo dropping to the back end of C, maybe the front end of D. We just don't like Bozo, is that it? I don't care for him. I don't, he's neither here nor there. I'm gonna put him at the back end of C and see what happens here. All right, next up is, does anybody know who this guy is? Does anybody know who this clown is right here? Right? Whoever gets this gets the link to the new R rating Discord. Anybody know who this clown is? We getting the clown from Slipknot too? Oh, I should have done that. Oh, Oh, wow, Panda Blue right out of left field. John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, that's right. That's right. John Wayne Gacy. This clown ate people. That's pretty fucking scary. He makes A tier for sure. Bozo was my Sunday morning watch before church in the 90s. Really? Does Bozo make it in front of whoever the hell this WE wrestler is? I forgot Insane Clown Posse. Okay, Insane Clown Posse. Hold on, that one goes on the list. Insane Clown Posse. Here we go. Should we take this one? There we go. That's a good one. Let's do that image right there. That's it. Back to this. Browse. I think it was in desktop. Insane Clown Posse. All right, Insane Clown Posse. Fairly iconic. I used to listen to their music. I don't mind leaving them in B tier, even in front of the Twisted guy, because they're more popular, I think. There we go. Add the Slipknot clown. Oh my god, you guys really are just making me go after clowns. Let's see. Add the Slipknot clown. This guy right there? They all look like clowns to me. I'm gonna leave him off the list. We get it. It's the whole band of Slipknot. I don't know the guy's name who is in Slipknot. I'm leaving him off. Sweet Tooth? Sweet Tooth? Okay, we gotta put Sweet Tooth in there. Sweet Tooth is from, is that one word or two? Sweet Tooth, Twisted Metal. There we go. And let's take that one there. That's a decent one. Save image. That's under downloads. Good. Go here. I swear to God, guys, stop finding more clowns for me to put in here. Whoops, I need to put that under all. No. All supported types. All. There he is. Just took a while for that one to load up for some reason. Okay, so there's Sweet Tooth, the clown. Wasn't a big fan of him, but I did like him in Twisted Metal. For now, I'm putting him at the back end of B. Actually, probably front end of B. He's got some childhood memories there. This is actually the one from the TV show, but we get it. We get it. Sean Crahan was the OG Slipknot clown. Okay, well, I'm not a Slipknot fan. Insane Clown Posse is a posse of clowns. We're putting that's it. But Slipknot is a band who happens to have a clown in it. So that's one step up of a roadie right there is all that is. So he doesn't make the list. I got too many damn clowns, guys. We're going to run out of time here. All right, next up. Let's get the jokers out of the way. We got Nicholson. We got the one that killed himself. I can't remember his name. And then we got Phoenix, Ledger. We got Heath Ledger, Nicholson, and Joaquin Phoenix. We know where Joaquin Phoenix goes. Actually, honestly, I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a fantastic job in that movie. I just thought that movie was boring as shit, right? Nicholson, obviously S tier. Definitely coming up here. I think in front of Krusty myself. I think that's amazing. Jared Leto doesn't exist, Emilian. Jared Leto doesn't exist. He's not a clown. No, Jared Leto is a clown. He's never played a clown. I've never seen him play a clown. I never saw him play the Joker. Okay, Barry Ledger. Yeah, nice one. I loved Ledger. To be honest, I thought he was really good. I think Ledger goes A tier. Come at me. Come at me. Come at me if you think that's too high. I dare you. All right, next up, we got those clowns. All right, we have Charlie Chaplin, baby. Charlie frickin' Chaplin, one of the first clowns, the OG clown. Looks a little Hitler-esque, but has a lot more humor. It's Charlie Chaplin. Honestly, barely recognized that he was actually a clown in some of his stuff, so he's gonna go C tier. Cesar Romero, original TV Joker, right below Nicholson. Oh, is that who played on the TV show? Was Cesar Romero? Screw it, leave him out. Ledger did a great job with an original take on the role, goes to S tier. I mean, honestly, when they blew up that hospital and it didn't blow up when he was walking away from it and he improvises hitting the remote and then suddenly the building blows up and he jumps and gets all excited, that was a masterful take that he turned a horrific directorial point into a masterpiece. And there were so many segments in that movie that he did so well on. I actually didn't like the movie all that much, but his performance was amazing. I'm willing to put him at the front of A, back of S. We'll put him at the front of A for right now and see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Oh, S tier for Chaplin is what you were saying, in your opinion? Really? Just because he's OG? I'll bump him up in front of the Insane Clown Posse. I'll give him more credit than those clowns. I could say that they're clowns and not even be mean about it. All right, next up, it's Pimbo or Pimro or whatever from Circus, the circus TV show that my son made me sit through, which was, honestly, it was one epileptic seizure just waiting to happen. That circus show with this freak in it. Super annoying, one of the worst clowns. For me, she's all the way at the bottom. I didn't know. So OG, his career was insane. Wonderful D's really pushing Chaplin up this page. We're loading up the A's already. We're gonna have to redistribute here pretty soon because C's getting pretty empty. Wonderful D's pushing hard for Chaplin there. Can't blame him. Chaplin was pretty good. All right, here's one kind of out of left field as well. This is the doll, the clown doll from Poltergeist, right? Not exactly an amazing directorial debut or actorial debut because he didn't direct, he acted, right? Didn't really play much of a role. However, this doll scared the shit out of an entire generation. Okay, so I'm giving this doll some props. I think this doll was just a little bit better than Bozo the Clown. Is it really a clown if it's just a doll? It was a character in cinema that was a clown. The clown moved around and stuff, so I'm saying it was alive. If we're gonna put this piece of trash on the list, then the clown doll from Poltergeist makes the list as well. Were Raggedy Ann and Andy clowns? No, they were just dolls. The McDonald's clown next? All right, Ronald McDonald, fuck that piece of trash. I hate Ronald McDonald. He can hide behind my fat head. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that Ronald McDonald is not the ugliest, dumbest clown. He's supposed to be fun and funny. He comes off creepy and scary and kind of pedo. Don't like him at all. And honestly, I'm really mad that McDonald's value meals are all like $14 and up. And so I'm kind of taking it out on Mickey D's on Ronald. So tell me Ronald McDonald is your favorite clown. I might bump him up a little bit. I hate Ronald McDonald more than anything. I don't like him at all. That's just where I stand. How do you feel about it? All clowns are terrifying? I don't really know. No, Homie D is not terrifying. Homie the Clown is not terrifying. I love Homie. So I'm gonna have to say, Panda Blue, that not all clowns are terrifying. Most of them, though. No McDonald's IRL streams anytime. No McDonald's IRL streams anytime soon. Probably not. Probably. I can't afford McDonald's, man. I think Ronald McDonald had a thing going on with Grimace. Okay. All right, we got a couple more clowns. We're saving some of my favorites for last here. Okay, this is Bobcat Goldplate's Shakes the Clown from the movie Shakes the Clown. Do you know who Bobcat Goldsmith? It's hard to pronounce his last name. He's the guy from Police Academy that talks like this. He's got the really cracking voice. He actually played in the movie Blow, and there's Goldthwait. That's it, Goldthwait. Thank you, Thwait. That's how you pronounce it, Thwait. He actually played in the movie Blow, and it's such a funny scene because him and Johnny Depp and Pee Wee Herman, whoever plays Pee Wee Herman, I forget the guy's name, we're all standing around waiting for them to get the lighting and the last looks and everything ready. And they're talking about it, and he was talking about he had an ankle bracelet because he got in trouble with the law, and Johnny Depp was talking about how his times that he got in trouble with the law, and then they look over at Pee Wee Herman. You don't remember what Pee Wee Herman got in trouble in the law for? Well, let's just say it wasn't as cool as what they got in trouble for. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a funny scene. Bobcat Goldthwait, I think he's a good actor. The clown was pretty good. However, not very iconic, not super popular. I prefer the actor more than the character that he played. That's why I'm sending this one to the back of C tier. You guys probably didn't even know about Shakes the Clown, I bet. Paul Rubens is Hansy? Okay, Paul Rubens. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I didn't know what Pee-wee's name was. Okay. All right, moving on. We have Carabelle the Clown. This is the clown from the Captain Kangaroo show. Like, this is an old clown. And I remember this guy because they would do skits and they would talk to him and he would always just reply by just honking his horn. He just had that little that he would honk in reply. Oh, good. We got Will over in Discord here, so I'm gonna jump in there and go into that voice channel. What's up, cleaning agent? How do you like my list so far?
I'm utterly confused by your list, to be honest.
Let me get the rest of them up there, and then we'll talk about shifting them around and moving them around a little bit. All right.
Yeah, it's not so much the positions as much as, like, you've got scary clowns, normal, everyday clowns, and then, like, just, I don't know, out there clowns, Joker-esque clowns. Like,
video game clowns, musician clowns, I've got food clowns, I've got CGI clowns, I've got all the clowns is what I'm trying to do. And all we're doing is who's your favorite for whatever reason, whether it's because they're scary, because they're funny, whatever. Who's your favorite? That's it. So right now, Ronald McDonald is my least favorite, and so far, Homie the Clown is my personal favorite. Okay, then we got this guy over here. Oh my God, his name just slipped my mind. This is from the Rob Zombie films. What's his name? It's like Twisty the Clown. No, that was this guy that he's next to. I forget this guy's name. He's from the Rob Zombie movies. Captain Spaulding. That's it. Is S tier? Bubba Hotep wants him for S tier. Okay. Grimace is a clown, last I heard. I don't know if he goes above Ledger. And for me, he doesn't go in front of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But John Wayne Gacy, no, not Busey. Gacy. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy, he can beat out a guy who eats people. Honestly, I think Chaplin beats out somebody who eats people. So there we go. And then finally, we have our top two clowns, Pennywise and Pennywise. For me, right off the bat, absolutely no question about it. When someone says clown, the first thing that pops into my mind is Tim Curry's rendition of Pennywise the Clown. I think this was the most iconic clown. This changed generations of people. This was like the scariest TV show to ever air. This is crazy good. And Tim Curry is a master of his craft. I got nothing. I can't say enough good stuff about it. And then the other Pennywise, scary as shit. Really liked this rendition. It didn't, for me, it didn't compete with Tim Curry's. It was a whole different take on Pennywise, and I really enjoyed it, but it's still not as good as Homie the Clown. So that's where I'm putting him. And that's everybody. We're not adding any clowns, chat. We're not adding any more clowns. So tell me, Will, what would you move? If you could move 3 clowns on this, Ronald McDonald's behind my fat head. If you could move 3 clowns anywhere on this list, which 3 are totally out of place for you?
Well, let me just start by saying the good things here. Ronald McDonald at the bottom end of the line. I agree. This a-hole is just tempting children to eat horrible food constantly. He is like a real life Pennywise, and shouldn't be existing as far as I'm concerned. So you've got that one bang on. That said, I think you also have the number 1 spot pretty bang on as well. Pennywise, Tim Curry. He's just an amazing character actor, and he brought something to the screen that like as you said,
All right.
terrified generations and continues to, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
I'm biased. That's maybe. No, I don't like Burger King either. Let's be honest.
I wish I would have put Mongooli's clown cosplay on this list. We could have put it on there. That would have been fantastic.
That's so funny. That would have been funny. Yeah. Now, my only real issue is I would say Bozo the Clown is like a world-renowned clown, known for television entertainment.
Right. Everybody knows the Bozo the Clown, right?
Everybody knows Bozo the Clown. He kind of put clowns kind of on the market as entertainment, and kept them alive and well for a long time. So I'd say he'd have to go at least up a notch into A tier.
Okay. You think in front of Killer Clowns, behind Ledger, maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in with Ledger, probably.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right.
And aside from that, a lot of these clowns I actually don't know, to be honest with you.
Did you know that 007 was a clown? Roger Moore?
I definitely have seen that. Yes, I have seen that. He was a very sad clown.
Yes. I didn't know that there was this Puddles, the pity party, or whatever they're calling it. I didn't know anything about this guy, this Puddles the clown. I didn't know. But everybody's telling me he's S tier, so apparently I got something I got to go hit up on YouTube later tonight.
Yeah, if you want to hit up something else, you should bring in the big comfy couch, Lunetta. It's a Canadian television show, I'm pretty sure. And I maybe have a bias because she does a 10-second tidy at the end of every episode. And so as a cleaning agent, I can't not mention that. So that would be honorary mention for myself.
Okay. Sorry, I had the A tier and the B tier swapped on accident there. Thank you, Wonderful D. I was wondering, I was like, how is ICP in front of Heath Ledger? Like, that can't be right. That's why. Okay. Actually, that was a mouse misclick right there. So
no, aside from that, I like your list. I like your list a lot. It's I think there's like so many clowns in the world though too. That's the problem. Like
yeah, I'm gonna bring John Wayne Gacy out here down to B just to kind of even it out a little bit. Let's put Terrifier up here to the back of C. Let's see. I got a bunch in the A tier. We're gonna bring this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who he is, and honestly, putting him in front of Heath Ledger kind of bothers me. If I've never seen the guy or heard the guy or anything, I just don't know how that could possibly be. Maybe it's just an international thing. I don't know.
Yeah. That said, I've seen a lot of clown live in theater and things. There's a lot of good clowns out there. If you're into clowning, I suppose.
Really? If you're into clowning.
When I was in university, I was recommended I should go to clown school and become a clown, that I would make a great clown. I've got the hair for it, obviously.
They want the damn Slipknot clown. Is this it right here? This one? Is that going to work for you guys? Here, let's put this picture up there so we can see it. There we go. All right, save image. No, I don't want to overwrite something because I don't know if that'll screw things up. Let's do that. There we go. Back here. Browse. Okay, where's the Slipknot clown gonna go? He beats Ronald McDonald, I'll give him that. Where do you guys want the Slipknot clown? I don't even know what his name is. You know what? I like this better here. I don't know who this guy is, so he's getting changed up. And I like Terrifier better than Carabel. Carabel was I mean, an early entry here, but nobody special for me. He hits barrels, so B. Emma Frost Alicia wants him in B. I could probably put him up there. It'll make it look even. There, the back end of B. How's that? Are we good? Is this satisfactory? Have you been entertained by my clowns? I hope so. That's our tier list, everybody. We've got Pennywise in number 1. Ronald McDonald. I don't know. Go eat a McRib. And,
So gross. So gross.
I know it. It's terrible. Poor Roger Moore. He's sad that he's down in D. Oh, I wish I knew the names of the... You know what? Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a movie that I want to watch. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I've seen it half a dozen times, I think, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again. What do we got on time? We're almost 9 o'clock your time, right? So Dan should be joining us shortly.
9 o'clock my time. Yeah, 9 o'clock his time.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You're not in the same time zone as him anymore.
I was never in the same time zone as him.
I thought you guys were both in the same time zone at some point.
No.
What time zone are you in? You're not in Central, are you?
I'm in the Atlantic time zone. Most people don't believe it exists.
Atlantic. That's Eastern time zone for me, is what we call it. But yeah, Atlantic. Okay.
Well,
Well, then, I thought Dan was in... Oh, okay, never mind.
Dan's in Eastern. I'm in Atlantic.
They're not the same?
No.
What's Atlantic? Is that like another one over? Is that like if I took a boat into the Atlantic Ocean, I could be in your time zone?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, Canada's got more time zones than America? Damn it. Well, you beat us on one thing, I guess. He's on the same time zone as Aquaman. Aren't they making a game about killer clowns? Yeah, the problem is the game wasn't originally designed to be about killer clowns. It was designed to be something else. And they lost the IP rights for it. And they real quick snagged up the IP for killer clowns and they reskinned everything. And then they like tried to retool it a little bit so that it works. The footage of it actually looks really good, but I'm very sus over it, hearing the story of how it started out and stuff like that. Puerto Rico is Atlantic? You guys are just screwing with me because you know I don't know which side of the map is up. We actually have more time zones than Canada? No, we don't. We have 4 time zones. Canada's got to have 5. Wait, do we have 5? Because we've got 6 time zones then, because we have Anchorage, Alaska, not Anchorage, Alaska in general, and then we've got Hawaii. So we have 6 time zones for America. I forgot about Alaska and Hawaii because they're not connected, and I have trouble with all those countries that are overseas like Canada.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our tier list, everybody. Canada has 6 time zones. Do they? Do you guys have 6 time zones? Could we please help me out here? I'm kind of swimming in water that's too deep for me. How many time zones does Canada have?
I'd say around 6, yeah, if I had to guess.
You don't even know for sure?
Well, I live in 1, that's all I really care about. And everything I do is with US people, so all I do is their time zones, really.
Oh, okay. See, and I'm like over in the UK and stuff, so I'm like, I seriously thought about putting up several different clocks back when I was playing Marvel Strike Force. I wanted to have several different clocks because some of my like alliance mates and stuff would be up, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're needing to go to bed, so I got to wrap this up soon or whatever. Never got around to that though. They say Canada has 6 and we have 8 if you count the territories. I'm pretty sure we both have 6. I think it's a tie. Canada's just as cool as America, which isn't saying much these days, to tell you the truth. Okay, I'm happy with this list. I'm not seeing any more changes. ICP is not an amazing spot on here for me, but I'm letting chat kind of push that one up a bit. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay. UK is 6 hours ahead of us, Ron. Okay. I don't know. Oh man, they're just talking about territories and stuff like that. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, this derailed.
Yeah, derailed fast. All right, we're out of there. Oh, okay, let's, where's Dan at? We need to get Dan going here pretty soon. We want...
I haven't heard from him as of yet, but he probably should be rolling in soon.
Okay. Well, I don't have much else to do. That was supposed to last us the whole time. We even added some clowns in there. I think USVI has no DST version of EST. Fuck you, Demillion. I have no idea what he's saying, and I'm pretty sure it's time zones. Arizona is the same time zone. It just sometimes doesn't change zones because they do that weird thing with Arizona. They do the weird thing. So, yeah, they don't have daylight savings time, which actually they have. Theirs is actually cool. I wish everybody got rid of daylight savings time. I think it's a dumb thing to do. We've got it coming up here because in the fall we got to move back an hour. That's going to suck. No, we gain an hour, right? Because we move the clock back. I get to sleep in an extra hour.
Yeah.
But honestly, I like this time setting right now. I like falling back in that you get that extra hour of sleep that one day, but then you're stuck being like late to everything, and I don't like that. So
It's just so dark.
yeah, it's just so dark. So Will, what have you been watching on TV and movies lately? Have you watched anything other than It Chapter 1?
That's a great question, Run 7. Recently, I've been sick. So literally yesterday, I almost slept all day.
You're still feeling sick? I'm sorry. I was hoping you'd be over that by now.
I am hoping by Saturday when Halloween festivities kick off with Strong Boy. We're doing pumpkins and everything, getting ready for Halloween. So I'm hoping by Saturday I'm feeling better. But that said, I would say we've been watching the newest season of Only Murders in the Building.
Is that any good? I saw that. I was thinking about checking that out.
I really enjoy the series as a whole. Some seasons are better than others, but overall they're very fun. If you like Steve Martin kind of humor, Martin Short,
Yeah.
it's quite good. It's quite good. They're pretty witty. Yeah, just fun. So that's mainly what we've been watching, I think.
Well, that's cool. I do like Steve Martin. Maybe I will check it out. I like letting other people kind of test the waters because my time is very valuable to me. I don't like diving into something that comes ill-advised or not highly recommended. So
Yeah, and they have some good cameo power and good like.
is it reminiscent of the Three Amigos? Bubba Hotep says it's the new Three Amigos. I loved the Three Amigos growing up.
I don't think it's reminiscent of the Three Amigos, but it's like these. So Steve Martin plays like a kind of old actor, kind of retired. He had his stardom in the sun on a TV series, and then Martin Short plays like a theater director and creator producer. Again, who is kind of washed up, never really had a big break. And then the least maybe convincing role is played by Selena Gomez, but she plays like this younger, lost, kind of no life goals oriented person, kind of lost in her ways. And they all live in this building, and there's a murder that happens in the building, and they start a podcast. These three characters start a podcast together, and it's all about their podcast and what they find out along the way. It's quite fun.
A lot of people starting podcasts these days.
Yeah, I think that's the joke, right? Is everybody's doing podcasts, and so that's what they're playing on.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really well done. The first couple seasons are super fun, and then you're like, oh wow, this is the 5th season, and every season there's a new murder in the building. So it's like, oh damn, how long can this series go?
Eventually, they're gonna get the murderer, right?
Yeah.
Well, I binge watched the show Boots, which was a new one. I believe that was on Netflix, maybe. I can't remember what that was streaming on. But it's about a young kid fresh out of high school, happens to be a homosexual, and he's tired of being picked on and bullied. Only his best friend knows that he's gay, and his best friend decides to join the Marines and talks him into it and says it'll be like summer camp. And he doesn't really know what the Marines are. And this is in the 80s, by the way. This is back in the 80s. So he joins the Marines, and it's like 8 or 9 episodes long, and it just showcases him going through boot camp and what it's like. And I really like the acting. It's great drama. It's really well written. It's deep. It's diverse. and it's not preachy one way or another. It's just showcasing a situation. And there's lots of characters, and they're all dealing with their own different shit. And they go into the Marines, and the Marines, for better or worse, are straightening these guys out, kind of, and helping them deal with their issues, whatever those issues might be. And so I just thought it's a really powerful show, and I end up binge watching all, I want to say it's 8 episodes, could be 9 or 10, I don't remember. But I ended up watching the entire season in 3 days because it was just so good I couldn't stop watching. So
Right on. That's
solid.
Nice. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's just solid entertainment with a good story, great writing, great acting. So I really enjoyed it. So I didn't think I was
now
going
you get to wear a wig.
Oh my God, that's Emma. Emma making me put on a wig this time. All right.
Get your hair did.
Oh, I need to go swap out my wigs with some new ones from the house. I only got a small selection of wigs in here, and I'm starting to wear the same ones over and over. So, man, I wore my pretty red hat.
You have enough. I love how you have enough wigs to rotate out. That's.
Oh
amazing.
yeah, I've got so many. And, like, I really need to, because I've got this huge rack on the back of my closet door in the house, and it's got like 15, I think it's 16 wigs because it's 2 rows, so it's even. I think there's 16 wigs in there, and then I got 2, 4, 5, 6 wigs in here. Yeah, I might have a few too many wigs at this point. I'm not really sure. All right, there we go.
Nice.
Is Selena Gomez in Murders?
Yeah.
In the building? Oh, that's cool. I like Selena Gomez. That's cool.
I don't mind Selena Gomez. I just don't think her character. She's got the least well-written character of the bunch, I feel. But it's good though.
Where's Dan? We're supposed to be in Restream and pulling back the curtain already on this movie. I got to tell you, I got lots to talk about with this movie. Good and bad. Good and bad.
That's good because I don't have as much to talk about. Probably just because I'm sick and feeling like arse. I didn't delve as deep as I usually do, but I'll have a couple quips here and there, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sorry. I was hoping. Well, you've seen the original, right? Because you love Tim Curry, just as I do, as you should.
A long, long time ago, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you were trapped on an island with a TV and an old VCR, what VCR cassette would you rather find in that VCR? It chapters 1 and 2, or the original It?
Okay, good question. Now, let me ask you this. I assume the TV runs on batteries?
Yeah, you got to pedal a bicycle to make it work, so that anytime you want to watch your It movie, you can pedal the bicycle and get yourself to watch. So I'm saying, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, how many times would you sit through, and which one would you sit through watching?
I think I would have to go with the TV series.
Yeah?
More content, actually, I think, is the main reason.
Isn't it? So I think it was 4 episodes long, but with commercials. So each episode was something like 40 minutes. And so you ended up with like 3 hours and change, something like that.
Well, yeah, maybe it is shorter because the movies are pretty long, aren't they?
Yeah. And then chapters 1 and 2 are both almost 2 hours each.
2 hours.
So I think you're getting pretty close to being even on watch time, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I think It TV series is more creepy, kind of like bizarre, and the It movies go more for like the scares, and I like the more creepy, you know?
Yeah, the ambiance with Tim Curry and how he does his thing really just leaves you with a disturbed feeling. Where the movie chapters 1 and 2 had more of a thrill rush, jump scare, a little bit of gross you out kind of stuff. I don't want to talk too much about these because we're going to be ranking them, but
No, for sure, for sure. Did you ever read the book? Is a question I have for you.
The book? No. I don't think I've ever read a Stephen King novel all the way through. I tried reading The Shining. I tried reading. Oh wait, never mind. I read the Dark Tower series. That's Stephen King. So I read all the Dark Tower series, but that was it. That kind of like after I finished the Dark Tower series, I was kind of turned off from Stephen King novels because I don't actually like his style of writing. It is too. It's a little bit too linear in that he kind of just like has an idea and he sits down in front of the typewriter because he started on a typewriter and just types stuff out, and he never knows where his movie is going or where his story is going, and he just kind of lets it happen and kind of vomits it out on the page. And I like stories that have much more structure to them with a plot that can develop and have twists and turns and things that are more complex. And his were just like, especially with the Dark Tower, you never knew where Roland was going. He would just get on a train and end up somewhere or something. I kind of got tired of that, and so I stopped reading Stephen King novels kind of right off the jump. But I do love the TV and movie adaptations of his books. I think almost every single one of them is something I enjoy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, although I did like the remake of The Shining. I actually like the remake of The Shining better than the Jack Nicholson one.
Was it a remake? I thought it was a prequel.
I thought it was a remake based more closely to the actual novel. Because he uses a mallet instead of an axe and he chases his wife around with that. I thought it was. Did they pitch it as. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it because I was a kid when I saw it.
I have no idea. I was like, wasn't there a recent release of The Shining? Or the
Well, there was Doctor Sleep or whatever, which is related
Yeah.
in the same universe. I haven't seen Doctor Sleep or any of those. I think there was two of them.
Sleep is supposed to be like a prequel or something, or sequel. I didn't know there was another Shining actually.
Yeah, Dominion, I loved the movie The Stand. I really enjoyed watching that. In fact, I'd love to go back and rewatch it. Or, well, I don't know. It probably doesn't hold up as well now. I think it'd be more fun to watch a remake of The Stand. But I never read the book and had no desire to read a book that was like the book. Like you could set it on its back and it was thicker than it was tall if you set it on its end. And I was like, no, books shouldn't be thicker than they are tall. So I immediately didn't do that one.
Stephen King, yeah, well, that's it. Like the book, it is like 1,100 pages or something. It's huge.
Oh yeah. They made a remake of The Stand? I didn't know they did a remake. I only remember the original one on TV. You know what, Dominion? I read Game of Thrones right up until the TV show came out. As soon as the TV show came out, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not spending my time reading these words on paper when somebody's gonna act it out for me." Let's see here. I'm actually doing my ranking of this movie. When's Dan gonna show up, man? Dan said he was gonna be here at on the top of the hour. He's 11 minutes late. Need to fire his ass. I'd fire him, but then I don't know who would run the Patreon, who would run the multiple Discords, who would do the editing and repost the videos, who would run Restream. Like, man, we couldn't find somebody to take over all that stuff.
No, not at all.
Whoopi Goldberg was in it? Not Wings. Coach wasn't it. They made like 4 remakes of The Stand? No way. No way. It's research time, folks. We're going to the interwebs. Let's go. Whoops, that was the wrong window. Let's try this one here so chat can watch. All right.
Stephen King's been like the most produced author from book to movie, right? Is
oh
there
yeah.
anybody who beats him? Maybe Agatha Christie maybe is up there too.
Maybe. You have The Stand TV miniseries 2020 to 2021. I haven't seen it. I want to watch that. That's got to go on my list of shit to watch. And then I have The Stand TV miniseries from 1994. And that's it. There is The Stand TV episodes from 94, 2021. The Stand, a short from 2025. Marvin Gaye, Sam Cass, UV Graywall, Zane Haney. I don't know that. That doesn't sound like anything related. The Stand official trailer. What's the year on that? What's this? The official trailer? I'm gonna get a copyright strike if I play this. Okay, so this is the trailer for the newest remake. Paramount Plus, damn it, it's always on the streaming services I don't have anymore. I'm gonna have to find a friend who has Paramount Plus so that they can give me free TV, I guess.
How they get you? That's how they get you. They're cracking down on that now, on some of those streaming services.
Who was the guy that played Moon in the remake? I don't know. Speaking of Moon, there is going to be a watch party. Is that this Sunday? We're doing the watch party of Moon?
Yeah. We should probably talk about the revamp of the Patreon.
That's right. If you're in chat right now, ! Watch Party or ! Patreon, either one of those will get you the link to the new R rating Discord. And if you are a Patreon member, you get to join us for watch parties. Isn't that right? You remember I don't remember how we set that all up.
I don't remember anything. Let me see if I can figure it out here. It looks like...
Yeah, Dan wrote us up a list so that we didn't have to just ad-lib it.
Yeah, for $5 a month, you have access to the Discord and special Discord channel with a monthly movie watch.
$5 a month, guys. $5 a month. You get to hang out with me and Clean and unfortunately sometimes Dan.
Yeah. But you don't have to see his face. We'll just be chatting. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a watch party. We're going to throw up the movie. And
explain the chat to him.
Inside the movie, just in text form, so we can, make some quips. Mainly so that Brian, and myself, Brian, those are the same people. Dan, Brian, and myself, don't say too much or give away too much, because we also are going to review those movies, most likely. But yeah, it'll just be a fun time to get together and razz through a movie and hang out together on, I think typically they'll be on a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Time to be determined, I think. But I think this Sunday at, probably around this time, hey? Oh, there, speaking of.
Yeah, probably. What's up, B-Rich? Yeah, because what I was going to do is on Sundays, I was going to stream Cyberpunk like I've been doing. And then about this time, we'll switch gears, head over to the watch party. I'll end my stream. We're not going to stream it. And we'll hang out in the new Discord server and watch whatever the Patreon pick is.
He's setting up on Restream, just so you know.
Oh, he's setting up on Restream?
But next we have the $10 executive producer, which is, again, your monthly movie watch along. You get a shout out every episode of our rating. And then we also have a monthly game night we're going to set up with the $10 executive producer, where we're not going live, we're not going on Twitch. We're just going to get together in a group of people, probably first come, first serve, if enough people sign up for it. And we're going to have a little game night. Again, day has yet to be determined, and we'll probably maybe vary the day depending on who can make what day work. And then, of course, after that, we have our $15, which is new here. That gives us the movie watch, the game night, and this is the one, I believe, that helps decide the Patreon pick for each month. So it has been reduced to $15. I believe it was like $50 before. We just want to get more people involved, a little debate on what movies we should be watching at the end of the month. And so at $15, you have writer access to choose what movie we will be watching at the end of the month, every month. I think those are the only changes that have been updated in the Patreon. So you can go to the Patreon link and check it out.
So throw a little bit of money at us. You get to watch movies with us, you get to play games with us, and you get to tell us what to do. All right, I have to add up my score, and you said that he's waiting for us over on Restream?
I think he just went live, so if you want to connect with him, I'm going to bounce out of here, and then I'll see you on Restream.
Will do. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. I'll see you in a second.
Anytime. Cheers.
We're going to disconnect from that call, and we're going to close that down. I need to get Restream going. Bear with me for just 1 second, and I'll bring him back, guys. I'll bring him back. I promise. R rating Restream. There we go. Drop this down here. That looks good. Sure. Why is I have virtual camera running? Mic in. That's right. And oh god, it's gonna make me do this. Hold on a second. Settings. Camera. This is the most annoying part of Restream, is that every now and then you have to remove the website just so that you can put, and then I redo this one and I can put my camera in. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why I have to forget that to make it happen. There we go. Full screen.
What is Luna?
Luna?
Luna.
I'm getting notifications where it'd normally be like, this game is like on Twitch, where it'd be like, this game is free on Epic Games or something, and now they're all play on Luna.
Beats me.
I don't know what Luna is.
Dan, I'm sending you the stream together link.
Stream together. Oh, I already knocked on your door. Did you?
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'll send you one right now since I'm there. Sorry.
All good.
And I'm sharing
All
the chat
good,
as
buddy.
well. Muting my
What's up, Bridget?
microphone and
What's up,
audio.
Dorothy? Good to see you. Sorry, Brian. I saw you were doing something ahead of time, and I wanted to jump in and at least like listen while I was in the car. But apparently, driving on the highway does not like
Your internet connection?
Yeah, not Twitch at least. It does YouTube just fine, but it doesn't seem to like Twitch.
Twitch needs a little bit of bandwidth for some reason. I think Luna is a Google streaming game service.
That would make sense. Why did it not adjust it for YouTube? That's weird. Can I change it? No, it doesn't want to.
Are we streaming together?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Are we streaming together?
It only shows one participant of 6.
17. Save. All right, so YouTube should be saying the right thing now.
Wonderful D says no, we're not streaming together.
Well, that's sad. All right, let me see where you are. I don't even have an invite from you.
I sent you an invite again.
I'm gonna hang this one up. This collaboration with myself.
Okay.
And see if I can. Now it just says join. So yeah, maybe that worked.
There it is. All right. I'm going to disable chat and then start sharing it again. Because sometimes when you join in afterwards, it doesn't work. All right. Should be up and running. If somebody over in Dan's chat wants to type something in, hopefully it'll pop up with a little logo so we can see what's going on. Yeah, I think it's working because it's showing. Yeah, there it is. It's working. Thank you, Wonderful D. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. Appreciate that. Open the curtains. I didn't get to see that last time because my screen was frozen with the curtains not working, so that's cool. All right, if you're
Makes it easier for me. There's no chance I'm going to forget that, and if I do, somebody is going to say something. So
if you're
Run, bitch! Run!
if you're here on my stream watching this, and this is the first time you've ever been to R Rating, congratulations, you've made it. You're now part of the greatest thing on the internet. Welcome. You are welcome to open up a tab for the Monguli Show. Exclamation point movies if you want access to the YouTube website, where the YouTube channel where you can see all these recordings. Exclamation point watch party or exclamation point Patreon will get you the link to the R Rating Discord so that you can come join us and do stuff there. We've talked endlessly about that. And you can always pop up a window for Dan's stream so that whenever ads pop up, you can switch back and forth and see what's going on, because we want you guys to get past those advertisements. And Will's here too.
I am. It's true.
He's not wrong. Okay.
A big lying fart face. See a
Oh
fart
boy,
face.
they love hitting those channel redemptions when I get together with you guys.
I do apologize. I have had just an absolutely insane week, so I'm getting caught up on most things. I do have the restream ready to go, but a couple of things behind the scenes. I just realized I don't have on the page where I score everything. I don't have that set up yet.
Mm-hmm.
On the actual movie poster, I don't have it ready yet, but I can worry about that. Well,
Ready?
I
Yes,
guess
I like that. I like that.
It logo. We'll go with that one because that's more accurate.
I'm still sick, just so you know. If you didn't know, I am sick, but
That's
I'll try to
unfortunate.
mute myself anytime I'm in a coughing frenzy or choking or whatever.
Why are my stupid
Please don't
settings
die on the
buttons
air.
still there? That's
I've also
dumb.
got 2 different things of tea here. I'm ready, so I don't have to leave to get tea. Hopefully, everything's good to go.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
I have the weird icons down at the bottom of my screen today that show the microphone, the camera, and the settings button, and they're
Oh, yeah.
showing up on the full screen for some reason. I don't know why that is. It's annoying. Whatever.
Private chat there, yeah.
I guess. Yeah, private chat's always been there, but these settings buttons haven't. I don't know. I didn't notice them there. That's okay. I want to get a couple things set up for myself so I can look like I did research, even though I didn't, and be able to know characters' names and stuff.
Sounds good. All right. I do apologize, everybody, for being late. This is my late week at work, so I do work till 8 o'clock. Then I've got about a 45+ minute commute home. So I did get out on time, but then just life happened. My computer was restarting or something. We're doing an update, so I hit the button, and normally it's like 8 seconds tops, and it was a solid 2 minutes. I'm just like, oh, please don't be breaking, please don't be breaking, please don't be breaking. I don't even have Goose apps on here. I don't know what's going wrong.
Oh God, I hate the Goose.
So, well, you know what? I'll save this question for later. But when we wrap up and talk about after our feelings about this, I do want to know if you guys are going to watch It: Welcome to Derry on HBO. But don't answer that yet because it might give away too much.
Fair. Okay, so that's open and ready.
I think the first episode's already out. I almost was like, man, maybe I should just watch that, but I didn't. And I might never.
Keep us in suspense. I like it. I like it. All right. I've got Canva open and ready to go. I've got IMDb open and ready to go, and I've got my movie score tracker thing open and ready to go.
So many windows to make this magic happen, chat.
To
Yes.
make it a little bit seamless, I will.
Lots of windows. And
IMDb mostly just have actors' names. You're right, because I'm definitely going to get some of this.
that's all I ever do is the full cast and crew, so I know writer, director, and cast members, so I can remember their names because I can't remember hardly my own name most of the time.
I called you Brian and Run 7 earlier. And
Exactly, I do that same thing all the time. That's why I don't give people crap. I don't even say anything when people stumble over the words because I'm like, glass houses and throwing rocks or one of those things. See, I can't remember that either.
that's right. Black
Yep.
kettles are key,
Don't throw stones if you live in glass houses.
That's it. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I needed this week. There are some weeks where I am just like, I always enjoy getting together with you guys.
Yeah.
But there's some weeks where I don't look forward to it, if that makes sense. Where it's just like, oh man, going live can be a little stressful. I have to moderate, do all these things. This week, I'm just like, nah, bring it on Thursday. Like, not even necessarily for the movie. I just needed this. It's just been a bit of a week.
some
So
us time, get some us
Right.
time in.
Yeah.
you're not wrong. Like, even like I was away last weekend for Canadian Thanksgiving, so I wasn't streaming or anything like that. And then this week with my long week, I didn't start my Monday stream till like 9:30, like almost 10 o'clock. And we ended up playing till like 1 in the morning or something. We beat Resident Evil 2, so that was okay. But it was definitely not my regular time, and I was kind of feeling that. Work has just been kicking my butt, and now tomorrow I semi-volunteered for a 12-hour day, so we'll see how that goes.
Ooh, doggy.
So it's just one of those weeks where I'm just like, no, I just need some chatty time. Just talk about something nerdy and just move on. How have you guys been this week?
There's something we do need to talk about real fast. Is the saddest carnival tent ever. Will, what do you got going on in that background there, buddy?
Yeah, it's a traveling carnival, you know.
I love it.
I thought it fit the scene.
I like the chemical plant in the background.
Yeah, baby.
The problem with this is like forever now, I'm just gonna be like staring at Will's background. I'm like, oh, does he have something going on? What's going on? Especially for like a horror movie. Like when does the clown show up and wave at us?
No more. We're done.
He says that now. I'm fully expecting Tim Curry's clown specifically to show up and just do like.
Yeah, I had my fun. I'm too sick to be fooling around now.
Is your 24-hour stream, is that tomorrow?
Next weekend.
Next
Halloween. Yeah.
Oh, good. I was worried if it was going to be tomorrow, man. You're not in shape for it. You're not ready to take on that.
I mean, last year I was sick doing it, so I'm kind of happy I got sick now, so I have a week to get over it and then hit this stream hard. So next week, November 1st, my time, to November 2nd, which will be Halloween evening for everybody else, right?
Sure. Is Strong Boy in school now?
Yes.
Okay, so is that what, like, he's just bringing stuff home and that's what's getting you sick? Because, like, you've been sick quite a bit, haven't you, recently, haven't you?
I've actually had a stint where I was actually okay for a bit, but now I've got hit with it, so I'm guessing I'm going to go back to it now that it's winter and he's in school. I'm just a mess, but we'll see.
Bridget's asking, you go midnight to midnight on your 24-hour stream?
Like an idiot. Yeah.
That's hardcore, dude. That's so hardcore. I remember last time, didn't you try to take a nap but didn't? So you ended up going like 48 hours.
Yeah. Here's the kicker. This year is it's Halloween, so I'm gonna take Strong Boy out trick or treating. I'm gonna be in a costume. He's gonna be in a costume. I'm gonna be eating candy. He's gonna be. We'll be up late, and then I'm gonna have to jump on stream, and then on top of everything I've said, because my computer tends to crash a lot recently and I can't get it sorted. Anytime my stream crashes, I'm going to add time to the 24-hour stream. So
Ooh.
it might run forever. Who knows what's going to happen.
That's going to be
And
so brutal.
I don't know if either of you know, I announced on Tuesday my stretch goal, which I have no intention on ever making, and this is why I put this as the milestone. If we hit $5,000 raised, I'm going to give myself a haircut on stream and leave myself with a party in the back.
Ooh.
I did hear that the other day.
I will have a mullet, and I'll keep it for a month. A mullet for a month.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't realize you were gonna keep it going. I thought it was like a one-time. Here we go.
No, it's gonna be a mullet for a month, and then after that, my wife will definitely just cut it in my sleep if I don't let her do it while I'm awake.
I'm surprised your wife won't let you do it at all. Like my wife, I told her, like, because we hit $5,000, I think it was. I was gonna shave my eyebrows, and my wife was like, "How do I donate negative dollars? Like, how do we make sure this does not happen?"
Well, there's been a couple people in chat, mostly the wonderful ladies in my chat who are like, "Your beautiful hair, don't do that," and I'm like, "Yeah, no throwback, probably, maybe."
I mean, you could have a mullet right now and no one would know, right? Like you always have those hats on, so
it's pretty thick back there right now, but that's because everything's pulled back.
But isn't that what mullets are? Like thick in the back?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna be wearing a toque for that month.
You just take the toque off. You're like, I already have one. Haha, suckers.
Yeah. No. It's glorious right now. Let's show the people.
Yeah, see.
Well,
What
so
else
it's
are
funny
you
because
using?
I've been going back through like older episodes, getting them ready for the podcast and everything. Exclamation mark podcast. Go find it on your favorite branding location, streaming location. So I've been seeing it, and like your hair looks vastly different. Like Brian and I look basically the exact same, and like way back then, your hair is way shorter.
Well, yeah, we've been doing it for a year. I probably haven't had a haircut in a year.
That checks out.
Yep.
So then we shouldn't update the facial profile, the silhouette or whatever, until after the stream to make sure where Will's gonna land on this.
Definitely make sure we get some photos of that. Yeah.
Again, I don't think I
Feels
will
weird.
come anywhere close to raising that kind of money, so I feel pretty safe that this is all safe.
Do you remember what you made last year, or what you raised last year?
unbelievably. And I just don't think I'll ever hit that number again. But the generosity was fire last year, and somehow I made over $4,000.
Oh, so
Nice.
you're in the range.
Yeah, it
Or
was like
you were in the range.
40,
Like that's
4,100, somewhere in there.
That was
Might be
MSF
a-
land. There were some deep pockets of people who really hated Will, and so they were throwing some money down to see him in pain.
That's right.
I
And
don't,
now
I don't believe that
I'm
anybody hates Will.
I'm like a year removed from MSF, so I feel like I'm probably not going to raise as much money, which is fine. Any money for the kids is going to be great for me, so I'll
Yeah.
just be happy if anybody comes out and supports. But yeah, it should be fun either way.
I apologize if you already said it. What is the charity?
So yes, it is going. The charity is called Extra Life, and what they do is games. People play video games for 24 hours. That's the whole gist of it, to raise money for Children's Miracle Hospitals. And so all the money goes to Children's Miracle Hospitals for equipment or surgeries that kids need, anything that they need at the time, they can use that money for. But all funds go directly to the hospitals, which is nice.
Nice. Now we don't have a link here, but anytime you're live, you can hit !charity, and you can already
Yes.
donate. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It is live. Yeah. And we've already had like 3 donations, so I've been very fortunate already. So thank you everybody who has taken part in the past, and if anybody wants to take a part this year, I would be happy to have you tag along any portion of my 24-hour stream to keep me awake.
Very nice. I think we should do this pretty easy here. All right. Everybody in my chat, at least I don't know about in Brian's, maybe we did because it's shared chat. There is a link to Cleaning Agent's Twitch channel. If you aren't already, head over there, hit the follow button, and !charity in his chat will get you the link so you can help out with
Yeah.
that.
Or don't
always-
follow me. Who cares
just
about
go for
following me?
replies.
Just there's the link to Extra Life.
I
my
mean,
page. You could just
Do,
donate
do
right there.
yourself a follow and follow. Do yourself a favor and follow Cleaning Agent, and do the kids a favor and donate to the charity. Everybody wins.
There you go. All right. Should we get into this? Are you ready, Daniel the Manual?
I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say
Oh, okay.
super quickly, but I don't
Please do.
remember what. I think I'll save it for later.
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw something in a private chat, and then if you're ready to go, Will, we can jump right into it. I know we are half an hour
work.
late already.
It's all good.
Um,
It's all good.
There, let's try that one. Maybe that'll work. There it goes. Okay, so if you're in my chat, there's the Cleaning Agent link. Go give him a follow, and then donate your ass off, because I want my friend to have a mullet. I want Dan to have a mullet too. That's not in the cards. So we're gonna have to settle with
Take
Will.
like $5,000 for it for next year. I'll start tomorrow. But the $5,000 donation to charity might have to be my wife. You might have to donate $5,000 to my wife to let me grow my hair for a year.
Bee Ridge, the W's for wild, obviously. Because we keep it wild here.
All right, so Dan, we warmed up making a tier list of our favorite clowns. If you guys missed that, you can either check the VODs on Twitch or go to YouTube and check that out, !YouTube. And you can watch that. We ranked them all. We found we must have found 25 clowns that we put on that list, moved them around a little bit. So check that out.
I jumped in just as you were talking about, I think it was Art the Clown from Terrorizer,
Yeah,
but it was just stopping every 5 seconds. I'm like, sorry, Ron, I love you, bud. But
yeah. No, don't watch the stutter stream. You don't want to do that. And by the way, Dan, your private chat to me is not private. If I open that up, everyone's going to see it. So I don't know
oh,
if you...
there's nothing embarrassing there or nothing. You can open that up. No
Okay,
It's just, for
just
the
a
show.
note for later on.
okay, I got it.
All right, Will, are you good to get us started?
Oh, sure.
And are you guys good to go?
Yeah. Open that curtain.
Almost did it.
Attaboy.
Open the damn curtains, Dan. Open the curtains. There. Stop it. There we go. Might be some technical glitches. I had so many technical glitches at work today. It was driving me absolutely insane. You ever tried to do, we have a program. I'm sorry, taking over for 5 seconds. We have a program that we have to use at work because, as people know, I work in a jail and I work in the records department, so I'm dealing with a lot of people's lives and whatnot. And so there's, as you can predict, a lot of screens you have to go through. So when my computer is acting glitchy and it takes about 6 to 7 seconds to load, it doesn't sound like a lot, but holy crap does that build when you're trying to update 50, 60, 70 guys' profiles in a row. It's just infuriating.
Yeah.
That was not the extent of my problems this week, but it definitely didn't help anything. Sorry. Pass it off to Will.
It 2017. A handful of young teens deeming themselves the Losers Club may be the only thing standing in the way of a devilish shapeshifter with a penchant for clowns who has been feeding off fear and children in the town of Derry for hundreds of years.
Nice. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm a little closer than I want to be. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Our Rating, the show where I get together with two of my friends. We take a movie franchise, break it down by movie, give it an overall score, and throw it on the board to see where it lands compared to the other movie franchises. As always, I am joined by Will and Brian. How are you doing today, Brian?
I'm good, Dan. How are you doing?
I said it in the pregame show, but I have to say it again. I am so looking forward to this episode. Not even necessarily because of the movie. I just really need this time with you guys, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I am so ready for this week. Will, how are you doing?
I'm a touch under the weather, so I might not rant and rave as I often do.
Perfect.
Who are we kidding? I probably will, but I might be a little quieter. We'll see.
It's throwing me off a little bit. I'm wearing a hat and Will is not. I think this has never happened yet on the show. So over a year in for this to get there, but here we are. So we're talking this week about 2017's It Chapter 1. This is the Stephen King novel brought to life. Have either of you read the novel before?
No.
Negative.
No, okay, so I'm the only one, and it's been quite a few years at this point. I'm not going to pretend that I remember a ton of it, but it definitely is going to seep into my discussion about this one. Have either of you seen this movie before?
Yes.
I did see this when it came out in theaters, I believe.
And what about part 2? Which will be
Yes.
2 weeks from now.
I did indeed see the second in theaters as well.
So I would like to comment on this. Now,
Okay.
when it comes to scary movies, a lot of the thrill of a scary movie is seeing it for the first time, the jump scares, they get you, and it makes it that much more exciting. So this is the second time I've seen this movie, possibly the third time. I can't remember. So I was taking a more analytical approach because I thought to myself, okay, you're not going to get scared over this, so you can't really judge it by that. You can just remember how you felt the first time you saw it, and then analyze the film this time around because it's just not going to be that scary. I was wrong. There were still things, props to this movie, it was able to bring it round 2, and so that was kind of exciting. That doesn't normally happen for me, but I was very glad it did. I still got to analyze the film, but I was pleasantly surprised that this still had, not as much, but it still had a little bit of power that it actually got to me a bit.
Very nice. I like to hear that. Now, we obviously just got done doing 4 different Conjuring movies before we got here. It's interesting that you brought up fear. One of the things I was going to talk about later, but it feels like it's appropriate to just go into it right now. I didn't necessarily find this movie scary per se. Now, admittedly, I did watch it in the middle of the day. I didn't watch it at night. Still a dark room, but maybe that had some sort of an impact on it. As much as it was more disturbing. Like, it was just in the Conjuring franchise and a lot of horror movies, they rely on jump scares. In this movie, most of the scares you see coming.
Yeah.
In something like Jaws, you have the fear of the shark, which you don't see for 45 minutes or an hour. I don't know exactly. It's been a long time since I've seen Jaws. But the whole point is you are building up how scary the shark is long before you ever see it. In The Conjuring, you don't see a ghost for quite some time. There's just like a creaking in the next room or like a bang or a door that was left open. It's leaving a lot to the imagination. The first scene in this movie, you are introduced to Pennywise. They bring him out front and center. They're not afraid to do that because you're not really afraid of Pennywise. I mean, in that sense, it's not a jump scare side of movie. It is more just a, gosh, I've lost the word that I wanted to use. I had it all day long. I've completely lost it now. But it is more disturbing than it is. Like the things they're talking about, the scenes with the adults, the way the adults interact with the kids, the fact that the clown moves in a very disjointed way. It's not surprising you. It's just off-putting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you agree with that?
I 100% agree. I feel like the humans, the adults in this movie specifically, are way scarier than anything Pennywise could ever do to me, because it's based in some sort of reality, and you have heard of these actual things happening. These things happen to people all the time, and so those things were terrifying compared to what Pennywise does. Pennywise is a trickster, devious clown thing, but obviously wants to, eat you and whatnot. But it's also having fun with its prey because it needs to feed off fear. Whereas the human element of this movie is way more brutal to me, and that's what got me in this movie, not the scares. The scares to me, I felt were more predictable. It was more like, oh, okay, maybe it was a clever way or a fun way of executing it, but it had nothing on the actual real life circumstances these kids go through.
In fact, when Pennywise utilizes some of their human experiences to try and scare them toward the end of the film, they've kind of had it with that shit, and it angers the children and somewhat backfires on Pennywise. He tries to use Bill's little brother against him like the whole time. Bill's aggro angry at Pennywise and going after him, either trying to find his brother or end this terror. And that doesn't work for Pennywise. And then later at the very end, he uses Beverly's relationship with her father. She stabs him through the head with a post or something, like she goes after him too. Like she's like, no, I'm not gonna be afraid of this anymore. I'm going to do something about that. And it shows these kids taking control of their fear, and it backfires on Pennywise. The times that were the scariest for me is when Pennywise scared someone in a way that was completely unrelated to the crap that they were dealing with in real life. For me, the scariest scene, the most off-putting and horrifying scene for me was when Beverly is entrapped by the hair with her face over the sink, and the blood just comes gushing up into her face for what felt like a solid 2 minutes. I'm sure it was probably about 7 seconds. But that was a very terrifying sequence. And then what ended up happening was that her real life father walks into the room and can't see it, can't help her, doesn't want to help her, and he's already a very scary individual too, because he's a pedophile or a pervert or whatever. And so that just compounds the fear of that moment. And in that moment really worked for me. But the ones where Pennywise is using, pretending to be those people that haunt them or whatever, it didn't work. I mean, it wasn't really meant to be scared. They're supposed to overcome their fear, and it backfired on Pennywise. So it's kind of weird how they utilize those situations and those themes in throughout this film.
Yeah. Oh man, sorry, I completely lost my.
I've got a question since you lost your thread there, Dan. How do we talk about this movie without talking about the TV series that aired prior to it with Tim Curry, right? Because when this movie starts out and Bill's little brother, I forget his name, Bobby or whatever, I forget. Georgie, thank you, Georgie. Georgie goes chasing his little boat down there, exactly like the previous, we'll call it the TV show because it was a TV show originally. Exactly like the TV show. And I remember watching this for the first time and thinking, oh man, they're just gonna go exactly the same. And then Pennywise takes a chunk out of the kid's arm and he reaches down the street and grabs the kid and pulls him back into the drain. And I was like, oh my God, they did the same thing, but they did it in a crazy way that was way scarier for me. I really liked the way they went with that. There's definitely, I still like Tim Curry's version of Pennywise better, but this one was great also. So, I mean, there's things to talk about with that comparison there, because a lot of this material is very similar and yet also very different.
So, as you guys know, I grew up in a very religious household, so I didn't watch that TV show or the Tim Curry version of it until way later in life. I definitely watched it before seeing this movie, but not much before seeing this movie, I wouldn't think. Like, I was probably, I'm gonna guess that I was in my late 20s, if not early 30s by the time I saw that. So while Tim Curry is phenomenal, I don't have the fear of him that a lot of people do if they watch that, like, really, really young.
Younger, yeah.
So I can appreciate the masterclass that he brought to it, but like I don't have the terror of clowns that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Probably vastly because of this book / movie.
I think Tim Curry is probably responsible for 70% of the people who have a fear of clowns. I really do.
Oh,
Like I'm not exaggerating. I really feel that's true.
I just realized I wanted to look something up.
Well, I'll take it from there then while you're looking that up. I think what Bill Skarsgård did was a really smart choice. He didn't research Tim Curry's It portrayal. He wanted to make it his own. He went more animalistic with his portrayal of It or Pennywise. And I think he did a really good job of making it his own, which allows him to stand out as his own Pennywise so that you don't have to compare them as much. Whereas if you like think of like the Joker, you always are comparing Heath Ledger to Jack Nicholson and those kind of things, right? This one, you can still compare it, but they are very different executions. And I like that. I like that Bill went that direction with it because it did make it feel fresh and new, a different take on this creature, this alien, whatever the hell it is. But that said, I mean, I prefer Tim Curry's as well. I think because of the more human element. He was this like clown, like that was a little bit off, a little bit like charming, but also really creepy at times. So it's like it gave a different vibe to me, a little like creepier vibe. Whereas this It in 2017, Bill Skarsgård's It felt just more like a creature that needed to feast. He didn't feel as playful. There is times when he's playing for sure because he needs the fear, but it just seemed more like anytime he could open his mouth to gorge down on guys, that was the end goal, right? So it was very different.
Yeah, you knew Skarsgård was wrong. I mean, right in all the ways. I loved his performance. I agree. It's hard to compare the two. They are two completely different takes. I love both of them. I want both of them. I enjoyed both of them. Skarsgård was a clown that was wrong. Right from the jump, when Georgie's talking to him down in the sewer, you know this is a bad dude. Whereas Tim Curry, at times you're like, that clown's a little creepy. Like, it wasn't on the nose, it was that subtle vibe, and rarely did he kind of lunge out with teeth and claws and get gruesome. And so that made it more off-putting. It was more of like an uncanny Clown Valley kind of thing there, whereas Skarsgård went just full terror, and I like both of them.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the opening scene with Georgie. I don't remember the Tim Curry one, so apologies for that. The one thing I didn't love about that scene, even though I think this movie, generally speaking, is incredibly well made, was the choice. Like, Georgie gets his arm ripped off and is starting to crawl away, and then, you know, It grabs him and pulls him back in, or Pennywise grabs him and pulls him back in. And it's raining really hard there. There's a woman on a porch who's watching him, looks away for a second and looks back. I would have loved it a little bit more if the rain had washed away all of the blood at that point, so that he just disappears. Like, nobody actually knows what happened exactly. He's just gone. And that would add to the mystery a little bit more than just like, oh, like there was a little boy there and now there's a gigantic blood stain there.
Yeah.
I don't think we see her get so upset about it. We don't really see her reaction to it, but she definitely saw it.
Yeah. And that kind of screws up the whole Bill's always saying he's missing. He's not dead, he's missing. But if she saw that pool of blood, that lends to the, no, he's gone. He's gone. And so I agree with you. I think it would have been a better play to just do no blood. He's just out of there.
Yeah. We do see later on, you already mentioned it, the scene in the bathroom where there's blood everywhere and the little kids can see it and we can see it, but the adult couldn't. The father couldn't. Do you think there's any chance where the woman on the balcony couldn't see it? Or because it was Georgie's blood, it is a real thing, she should have been able to see it? Because again, I don't think we see her reaction.
I don't think we see a reaction. I think there's a couple of things at play here. Obviously, Pennywise kind of has the whole town, especially the adult side of the town, under control somewhat. And I feel like they hint at that being part of the reason why the adults are so creepy and off-putting and doing terrible things to kids. Like, is there any redeeming adults in this movie at all? I don't think so. And I think it's because Pennywise kind of has this control over the town as a whole, except for the children. Because children have this imagination. Children can see the magic or whatever it is, or have their own magic still instilled in them. So they can like react to this Pennywise, which is one, good for Pennywise because he can draw fear out of them and feed off of that fear. And at the end of this movie, ultimately bad for Pennywise because they can group together and push Pennywise out, being like, we know it's all make-believe, get the F out of here. And so it's a really, they don't really explain any of that in this movie, so it's all really up to interpretation a little bit. Am I wrong in that interpretation? What do you guys thought?
No, I think that's how it goes with not Spielberg, with Stephen King stories. We were talking about this in the pre-game show, and if anybody ever wants to see that, you can come watch it on Twitch. We're talking about that, how Stephen King kind of has like a flow of an idea, and it doesn't have structure to it or rules because he kind of just starts and he sees where it goes, and he never knows where his stories are going to end. And so we kind of have that fluid rule set here on this. I'm okay with it. It's creepy and they don't give me good structure. I normally like rules and we stick to the rules and play by them. Dan's kind of the same way, right, Dan? You kind of like a rule structure and you stick to it. This one is just, everything's creepy, and so you're just gonna kind of go with it. Because it doesn't, a lot of it doesn't make sense, and it is open to interpretation, and so I guess it's okay in this one. At least that's how I feel.
On top of that, Stephen King was drugged out of his mind.
Oh, hells yeah. Stephen King in the 80s? Yeah.
It was 100%.
Now, the one thing I do want to touch on what you just asked is the control that Pennywise seems to have over the adults, even though it's not a direct control. One of the things I was wondering about while watching this movie, the only way that it kind of made sense to me is Pennywise, does he have like a low-level hypnosis over the kids? Because like almost every kid did something where I'm like, there's no chance that kid is doing this right now. Like Ben in the library where he's studying and there's a balloon floating by and he follows it into the basement because of all the bloody Easter eggs after reading about the factory of Easter eggs blowing up or burning down or whatever. Like, just things like that felt so unrealistic unless Pennywise does have like hypnotic powers over people and is like controlling them and like kind of luring them exactly where he wants them to be. Because as we mentioned, like he does seem to be feeding on the fear more than on the flesh. So like, were you guys kind of getting that from this, or is this just like a horror movie trope? Like the kid always runs upstairs away and like, you know, silly things like that.
I feel like it's a little bit of both. At this point, it seems tropey because we've seen it so many times, but because of who Pennywise is, which is still like very unknown. I think he wrote like 6 books related to this universe of Pennywise creatures and what have you. But yeah, in relation to or whatever, right? But it's all very loose in this presentation of this movie specifically, and rightfully so. It's a 1,200-page novel broken down into 2 two-hour movies. Like, you can only put in so much. And so I think the writers, directors picked and selected a lot of good elements to put in here to make a, you know, kind of a clean through line for the story. But it does still leave a lot of questions just because there is so much.
I think there's opportunities for world building, and Welcome to Derry could build on that, explain things, give us some answers. I heard that Pennywise is actually an alien that crash landed before it was even like populated there. So
before humans, I think.
Before humans, been there like 300,000 years or something, you know. And so I don't know. I'll be watching Welcome to Derry because I'm interested in this universe and the movies. I found them entertaining enough that I'd like to dive deeper and get some of these answers. So hopefully we will get those answers. But for me, watching this before I knew there was a TV series coming out, before I knew anything really about it, I just thought it was a trope. In the horror movies, they always run upstairs instead of out the front door, or into the woodshed with all the sharp tools instead of just get in the car and go. So that's all I ever thought it was.
So as I'm assuming the only Stephen King fan in the room, I've actually read quite a few of his books. And what you're talking about, Will, there's not so much multiple books on Pennywise or on It, but there is a Dark Tower franchise, which is, I think, 7 books long. And he brings in a lot of different characters from literature, including Pennywise. So a lot of his characters Randall Flagg, Pennywise.
Pennywise was in the Dark Tower? I don't remember that.
Briefly, they mention like one of the characters walks past a circus, and the circus has Pennywise the dancing clown area set up in it. I don't believe that Pennywise himself makes an appearance, but it definitely references him. And that's kind of like Stephen King's Opus, is that franchise, and it kind of touches on a lot of different things. The book itself, you're mentioning how like they had to cut some parts of it. Thank goodness they did. There's a lot of stuff in this book that would be horrendous to put to screen. I mean, we hint at how awful her father is, but it gets real dark in the book.
Yeah.
And as far as Welcome to Derry goes, the issue that I had with the book, not that the book is bad per se, but 1,200 pages, it is long. A significant chunk of that book is just, this is what Derry was like in the 40s. This is what Derry was like in the 50s. This is what Derry was like in the 70s. And at some point, you're just like, okay,
I get it.
I no longer care. Like, there is world building, and then there is just like slog. And like at some point, I'm just like, can we go back to the kids, please? I'd really like to get back to the children. One of the things I wish they put a bit more of in, though, is the real threat, if you want to word it that way, of Eddie, which is the kind of sociopathic bully of the kids. In this movie, like, so I watched this movie and then I read the book. I don't remember if I watched the second part before or after. I couldn't tell you that. So I remember watching this and being like, oh, that guy's a threat. And then you read the book and it's like, he is everywhere. He is hunting them down. He is looking for them in the, not the quarry, whatever the marshy area is that they're in. Like, just a bunch of stuff is going on. And he seemed like a legitimate threat. And then this one, obviously, he's carving up Ben's stomach, which is disgusting. But that's kind of it. Like, that's kind of the only real time you see him. Like, the other time they throw rocks at him and
he's
he
beat up
gets
Mike
scared
a
and run
little bit.
away.
Yeah.
And then they just toss him into the well, and that's kind of the end of his character, which really surprised me at the time, because I was like, wait, there's a second movie. And I was like, oh, right. No, the second movie takes place 27 years later. We're not going to get any of them then. So it made sense to get rid of him, but it just felt like he wasn't a very impactful character compared to what I was expecting. Having not read the book, what did you guys think of Eddie?
I mean, personally, I thought Eddie was like a bully to the umpth degree. Like, I've never seen bullying that extreme, like cutting up somebody's belly to brand them with your name. Like, it seemed way, way, way too violent for me. And again, I kind of put that towards Pennywise kind of having this hold over, and he was like an older kid, so he had more hold over Eddie, which in the end, he makes Eddie, you know, off his own father. So there is something to that. But overall, I just felt everything is just to the 10th degree extreme in Derry when Pennywise is around every 27 years. Maybe it's not like that when he's not there. I don't know. Maybe it is. Nobody seems to give a rat's ass about anything in this town. So it's like crazy to me. And it kind of takes away a little bit too, because you're like, okay, I care about the kids. The kids did great. And I thought the acting was good with the kids and their vibe was fun. But nobody else, like, I don't care about anybody else in the movie. And it kind of takes away a little bit. Because even the kids' stories is like hit and miss a little bit, just the way they have like this crazy scene that this kid almost dies. And then the next scene, they're just like, let's go to the lake and have some fun. It was just like so disjointed or like, I don't know. I just felt whiplash of like the back and forth of dark to light moments that it just kind of, I don't know. It didn't always come together for me. I don't even know if I answered your question.
Well, because there's a moment where, you're right, Eddie gets kind of possessed by Pennywise, or becomes like his minion almost, kills his dad, and then attacks the Losers Club and dies instantly. Like, I would have expected if Pennywise would have taken control of him sooner, maybe, or had him under his thrall for longer. Like, maybe if when he's carving the H into Ben's belly, that was under Pennywise's control, then maybe you'd understand a little bit more. Like, because that, you're right, that is above and beyond. Like, I got a little bit bullied, but I don't remember anybody anywhere in my town getting bullied like this. Like, not even close. What do you think of Eddie, Brian?
I didn't like his character. He was all over the place. He was way too aggressive, died way too fast, and it seemed like they wanted this antagonist on the side, and it was a little too over the top and kind of disjointed. Will's right. I had whiplash from going back and forth from these gruesome bullying things that go beyond bullying. And we're talking about like, felony offense, assault and stuff, tries to kill Mike. And that's when, as soon as he like attempts to kill Mike, that's when it seems like, okay, we've accepted that he was trying to kill me, so it's okay to kill him, and immediately pushes him down the well and he dies. And it was just like no holding back on this. I just didn't like Eddie or anything that happened with Eddie. It didn't seem to add to the movie. It felt a little unpolished. It just didn't feel right to me. As
So
far
you
as
just left it as Pennywise being the only antagonist.
yeah, or just kind of smooth out that a little bit. Eddie just had so many rough edges and was too violent, too over the top. His cohorts that followed him around, they didn't even seem disturbed by it most of the time, and I was like, this is really disturbing, the way he's acting and stuff. Maybe that's what they were just going for, was just trying to get as much disturbing stuff crammed into this film as they could. I didn't like the Eddie scenes. They didn't do anything for me. I didn't enjoy it. The other kids, I think half of the kids in this movie did a really good job, and I think the other half of the kids did a really bad job. I didn't like the character Ben. I should say, I liked the character Ben. I didn't think the kid that played him did a good enough job portraying that. He stood out as completely different from the other kids. He didn't feel like a kid. He felt like an adult, The way he acted and the way he spoke, the way he talked, he felt like a 25-year-old kid to me. It just didn't fit very well for me. I absolutely loved, I think it was Richie and Stan that constantly had the back and forth bickering. Loved those two characters. Thought they were great. Bill was okay. The problem with him stuttering so strongly in the beginning of the movie was that it was irritating to watch for me. And I know that's what they were going for, but I wish they would have toned that down just a smidge, made it a little bit more bearable for me. They didn't need to kind of cram that stutter so harshly in my face right in the beginning of the film for me to get that people are going to make fun of him. For it. That would have been fine. And then by the end, it kind of like mysteriously just goes away. Like throughout the movie, it tapers off. It really does. And then by the end, he just doesn't even stutter anymore. Okay. I wouldn't say that was it Jaden Martell played Bill. I wouldn't say that he did a bad job. Just didn't really like the writing that they gave the kid to portray. I really thought that Sophia Lillis, Beverly Marsh, the character Beverly, stole the show. She was fantastic in this movie. Thought she did an incredible job. Her sequences with her dad were some of the most terrifying sequences, and I've heard that is a fraction of what was in the novels. So I think I thought that was pretty cool. So ups and downs for the kids acting. As far as Eddie is concerned, I could have just done without him. Just give me a cliche bully. Let's just find out how that plays out. We don't need to go so over the top, carving our name in the kid's stomach and then just trying to kill people, stabbing your dad in the neck with I don't know. It was just too much.
Yeah. I'm actually going to disagree pretty hard with you on this one. I thought Jeremy Ray Taylor, who plays Ben, did a pretty great job.
Yeah.
He is supposed to be like the outcast of the outcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's kind of the new one to town.
He's supposed to be different.
Anybody.
Yeah.
He's got no friends. And like he's spending his summer vacation in a library reading on the history of Derry for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what
He's
he
got
finds
nothing
fun.
better to do, yeah.
Right, like so it kind of makes sense that he would have a better vocabulary and be a little bit better spoken than the other kids who were talking about like effing their moms and whatnot. And the one kid who I didn't like is the one you said you did, is Stanley. He's the one that felt really out of place, even though he was part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
He's not one of the two that was constantly bickering at each other. He seemed like the one kid that was just there all the time.
Yeah, he was kind of the extra of the group. Maybe I'm getting who was the one that Richie was constantly?
Richie and Eddie.
Oh, it was Richie and Eddie.
We were talking about. Yeah. So Eddie's the one who had the cast, I believe.
Okay,
and his
yeah.
mom was
Okay.
like, super hard on him.
Yeah.
So him and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, those two were going at each other constantly. I thought
Those two were my favorite. You're right. Stanley was an extra in the film. He felt a little weird, and I think we showcase him. They all go into the house, and he stands outside like he's extra scared, right? So I think we're going to see some scared character flaws in his older self in the next one. Something. I think they're setting some stuff up there, if I remember right. I can't remember because I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
I can't remember which one I'm talking about, but I think it's Stanley.
Yeah, I think it's Stanley.
Yeah.
No, Richie and Eddie were amazing. I thought they were just hilarious to watch. And of course, Finn Wolfhard is a fantastic child actor. I think he's great. I love him in Stranger Things.
I think this is the perfect time to announce that Finn Wolfhard is a Canadian actor.
Go ahead, give him the screen.
Yeah. And not only that is this movie, majority of it was filmed in Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, really?
So big shout out to Canada here. Well played, Canada. Well played. You have the standout character for Run 7. We love that. We love that.
I mean, technically, I think he said Sophia Lillis was the standout character,
Oh,
but
okay,
we'll take it in
whatever.
Canada anyway.
Yeah, I like Wolfhard. He's great. I don't care. It doesn't matter that he's from Canada. That's fine with me. I don't want to like bag on child actors. I have learned that there are great child actors in there. We've you know dealt with my issues with child actors. I just felt like Jeremy Ray Taylor could have done a better job with some of the subtleties of that character who is supposed to stand out and have that dynamic with Bill and Beverly, that trio thing. Not bad, just not good enough for that character, because that character is an important character in this story and has a lot of depth and a lot of interesting stuff, and I just didn't think that he quite pulled it off well enough for me.
I don't have anything. I can't disagree with you there. I think a lot of the actors they cast, the kids in this, are great, and some are better written than others, so they stand out more. And that also means that some are not as well written, which is why what's his name, Stewart or whatever, just the actor could have been great, but his role in the movie was so small.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you here?
We didn't even see what Stanley's issues were, really, right?
Yeah, we don't even know his name. Is it Stanley?
It's Stanley.
It's Stanley, and the other one was Mike. Was the other one that I'm just like, why are you here?
Yeah,
like,
Stanley
just kind of joins the group and
Yeah.
is instantly best friends with everybody. And you're like, we didn't see anything leading up to that.
Mike was
there for the gun.
Yeah, he was there for the gun. He couldn't pull the trigger on the sheep. We needed to introduce the weapon into the movie. That's all that was there for. Stanley didn't even have a thing. And then we had Henry Bowers, the bully, who was carving his name and just really weird. I actually thought that Henry Bowers, I guess it's Nicholas Hamilton, played Henry Bowers. I actually thought he did a good job playing that character. I just thought the character was really poorly written.
It's really hard to take that many pages, that much storyline, and cram it down into 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's a 2-part book, so there's going to be more. And I do believe we do see more of their childhood in the next one, although it does focus mostly on them being adults. I don't remember the book 100% by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like he was way more drawn out, much bigger threat. You get a lot more of him. And in this one, I kind of, you're talking me into it. I'm kind of thinking like maybe you just take him out entirely and focus more time on, like, maybe you take Mike, maybe you change the story quite drastically. Take Henry out of it entirely, and just Mike has always been their friend. He's just got a summer job, so he can't hang out with them as much. But then you don't have to worry about a way to introduce him. You can kind of just get from, like, if the point is these kids and their relationship with each other and their relationship with Pennywise and, like, the world, let's just do that.
Yeah, and then you could make some more backstory for Stanley, some scary scenes from him, then incorporate with issues that he's dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Henry character's catalyst is he bullies all of these kids. So they all come together because of him, kind of, right? They all have their own issues, but those alone don't make this Losers Club come together, whereas Henry does. Henry was bullying Bill, so they saved Bill, or not Bill, Ben. Henry was bullying Mike, so they saved Mike, he comes in. Henry was constantly making fun of Bev and how she's a tramp and sleeps around and all this. So Bev's in. Like, he really solidifies the Losers Club because he's that one thing. Now, them having all their other issues is another reason why Pennywise plays on their fears, but it just, as you guys are saying, it becomes a lot, and there's so much crammed into this movie that it's so much easier to put on a page or 1,500 pages, right? So it's a tough task. I think they did okay, but it's a tough juggling act, if I can put it into a clown pun.
I will say, I'm nitpicking this because we have an hour-long show where we're going to discuss it.
Sure.
If I'm just watching this, like the first time I watched this as just a viewer, as a fan, having not read the book, not thinking about it critically, I remember really liking this movie.
That's exactly how I felt when I
nitpicking
first watched it.
Because that's what we do here. But like, I don't really have that many big issues with this film. I guess spoilers for when we actually rate it, but like, this movie works pretty well for me. We're discussing the things that maybe you could tweak it a little bit here or there or get each other's thoughts on it. But overall,
Yeah.
I think I'm a fan. Now, I do want to go back a second to something you were talking about earlier, Will, which is the whiplash between the really happy moments and the really sad moments. One, the really happy moments made me really want to go and watch something like Stand By Me, like which is essentially this movie without the alien clown.
Exactly.
So like I liked those moments where they're like just hanging out at the quarry and you're just seeing them having a good time. But I also do think to some extent those moments are kind of necessary to the story because the rest of their life is so horrendous. The school seems to be pretty bad. Their bullying seems pretty bad. Their home life seems pretty bad. None of these kids seem to have a happy home. You gotta assume like Bill's parents are probably on the verge of divorce, having lost Georgie. Ben has no friends whatsoever. Beverly is almost definitely getting sexually assaulted at home. We don't really know much about Richie. Mike is getting I think is an orphan, I believe. Like I think he's living with his uncle.
Yeah.
So like all of them are in really, really tough situations. So having that like the happy moments is what gives them hope. And you kind of need hope for the fear to really take sense. Like if everything about their life was completely miserable, whatever, just kill me, clown. Like
I just felt they were trying to create contrast, but it was not perfectly executed. Again, not bad, not perfectly executed though, because it felt a bit disjointed how they would go from something that was so horrendous, like having the H cut into your belly, and it felt like the very next scene, he's just like, yeah, I'm good, let's go hang out, and we're gonna go jump off the cliff at the canyons or whatever. And I was like, dude, you need to go to the hospital. That guy, like, there's some stitches that you need in there, you know?
Well, isn't it like literally he's running away from them into the sewer?
Yeah, I know. He's gonna be like sepsis or
No,
something.
stay outside.
I totally agree with you, Dan, that they are absolutely necessary pieces to the movie. And again, I think it just comes back to there's so much they're trying to put into this movie that it's overwhelming. And so they had to make these hard cuts, and it's jarring. And maybe they wanted it to be jarring. I'm not sure. It just didn't work for me 100% of the time. But maybe it worked better for other people, and who knows, right? It obviously did okay because it was like one of the highest grossing R-rated movies, since Deadpool took over it or whatever, right?
I think Joker, but yeah, it was like what? It had a shockingly small budget when I was looking it up. It was only like $35 million or something.
Really?
And you also
Maybe in 2017 was a lot, but in 2025, $35 million is almost laughable.
and
it made like 750 million. Like it did.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Which is fantastic because I felt that the special effects, which were not too many practical effects, there was a clown in costume, costume, makeup, all that. But we had a lot of special effects to make Pennywise look that much more creepy, the way he walked, the way he would come out of a wall, the way he would change, his mouth would grow, all those different sequences. And I thought they looked incredible. When they are in the garage and they're watching the slideshow that turns into a movie, that turns into him coming out of the wall and chasing them, I remember the first time I saw that, I climbed up onto the top of my couch because I was so scared at this, and I knew it was coming. Like, it's not a jump scare. It just progresses rapidly, and he comes out of the screen at you, and it looks so scary. I remember climbing up onto the back of my couch to get away from my own TV. And then the second time I view it, I'm like, oh, I wonder how creepy this looks. It probably looks pretty terrible. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty terrifying. I mean, I didn't jump out of my skin because I knew it was coming, but it just still looked great. It looked really good. And for it being 35 million or something like that, I'm impressed.
I mean, there's definitely something going on in Hollywood where CGI seems to be getting worse and worse, but that's a conversation for a different time. But, yeah, I think 35 million in 2017, I think they did a great job. And honestly, like most of these kids, like with the exception of Finn Wolfhard, who I think Stranger Things season 1 had just come out at this point, like none of them were really stars at the time. So I'm sure they got a bunch of the actors on for pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, I mean
Probably-
not so much probably for the chapter 2, but
No, probably significantly less of. There's some pretty good adult stars in that one, if I remember correctly. But
I'm going to counter a little bit on Brian's there. I felt the CGI was hit and miss in this movie. There was some really great stuff with Pennywise throughout, but there was also some like just odd choice CGI as well. Like even the running water and the boat at the beginning, half the time I was like, that's so CGI. It doesn't move right. The water doesn't look right. If you watch Georgie's hands, they're floating above the water at the sewer. I'm just like, there's so many weird CGI inputs that could have just been real, and it stood out to me a lot in this movie. And I don't know why I clocked so many of them, but there was some CGI that was really, really good, and some that just felt super off to me. And I don't know what they were thinking in some of those.
I didn't notice the boat at the beginning or the
I was
water.
gonna say, I kind of want to go back and watch.
Yeah,
that
I'll have to go back and take a look. I didn't catch that at all. It just looked real to
half
me.
half the balloons in here just look so CGI to me.
Well, like there's one
Which is
where
crazy.
I believe it's Eddie turns around and Pennywise is standing in front of that house, and Eddie's got the gate to his back, and Pennywise has that triangle of balloons that are perfectly symmetrical, which was creepy, and I don't know why they did it. I guess because it was creepy.
It's creepy, yeah.
Yeah, but it was creepy and it worked. I liked it. So it was obviously fake, and they wanted it to be, and I knew they had to do that with CGI. So I liked that, and I don't know. It just the balloon floating through the library was one that was like, that looks dumb. That I remember that one. I was like, that's a fake balloon right there. That was the only time I remember seeing that, though.
It's funny because that would be so easy to do for real.
Yeah. Just
Right,
get
like,
the
that
right
would not
amount of
be a hard
helium or
thing.
whatever, weight it or whatever, and get a fan and blow it through the room. You'll
Right.
be fine. Couple of
Unless
camera
on
angles,
one
couple of
hand that it's
takes, you'll get it.
Yeah.
I always choose real over CGI, especially if the CGI isn't just top marks, which
Yeah.
is rare nowadays, as we mentioned. But
No,
yeah,
that-
I don't know. Some things did stand out to me, but again, other things look great. Like it just, I don't know why it was so hit and miss on
When they use CGI on Pennywise and they get those great camera angles where they're underneath him and he's looming up over them and he's mutating into something, his arms are growing, his teeth are coming out, or he's just getting bigger. Those were great uses because the camera angles disjoint everything in the first place. Things are kind of moving rapidly, but not in a shaky cam kind of way, and I thought it just looked great. When they use the CGI to make a balloon float across the room and it's going really slowly and you can all tell that that is not a real balloon, it didn't look right. I thought maybe they were just trying to go for, we're gonna make this balloon look creepy, the way they kind of make Pennywise look creepy when he's walking or moving. I don't know, but I'm with you. When you can use practical effects, I want to see practical effects. This movie called for CGI because of the way Skarsgård was decorated and the way he moved and came out of walls and changed.
I wonder if, and I'm making this up as I go, for something like because it'd be so simple to have that balloon just like float across the room. I wonder if they couldn't quite make it look right with like the string, like if they turned the fan on, the string would move a bit too much, or if somebody was holding it, it'd be a bit too down, and they just wanted it to have a very ethereal look
Motionless.
to it that
Yeah,
they just couldn't quite make work in the real world.
They could have just
Or
made
at the very beginning scene with Georgie, like I wonder if they didn't want to put a 4-year-old in the same room as Bill Skarsgård dressed up as a clown, and they're just like, no, we're gonna film these separately and then like put it together.
No,
in post, 'cause-
that being said, I read articles and interviews that the director purposely kept Bill out
Yeah.
of the room until filming so that the kids would be scared of him.
Well, Bill, sure, he's like 13, but Georgie.
No, sorry.
No, Bill Skarsgård.
I mean, Bill Skarsgård, sorry,
Oh,
Pennywise.
okay.
The actor.
Yeah, no, I knew they did that with the older kids. I wasn't sure about the younger one.
Yeah, all of them. But Georgie was one of the youngest. Actually said he was totally cool with him and it was fine. And the actor Bill Skarsgård went out of his way to be like overly nice to these kids to hopefully not,
Yeah.
traumatize them.
great. He also like regrets a little bit that the director did that because he heard how everybody was having so much fun on set and he couldn't be a part of it because he had to be sanctioned
Yeah.
off away from the kids. So it's kind of like a hit and miss there for him, but
I've heard about that with a couple of different movies where they try and keep like the serial killer or whatever in a separate room so the reactions are more genuine. I was just reading something a little while ago where I believe it was Nicholas Hamilton, like the Henry Bowers character. Pennywise gets right into his face and screams at him, and he's like full on tears, like he's just like freaking out. And like to the point where Bill Skarsgård like went to apologize to him after the scene, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know how intense that was going to be. And like with tears in his face, like, oh, did you like just totally? Like, yeah, no, that was fine. Like, we're good. Like, so Bill Skarsgård even was just like praising these kids, like they did a great job. I might have the wrong, might not have been Henry Bowers, might have been one of the younger ones.
I always enjoy these behind the scene tidbits. I love when like method acting goes awry. I love the stories of what actors and directors do to try and get the most out of a situation. I think that creativity and spontaneity working with reality to try and capture it on film is just amazing, and it makes for great stories. I think that's why I like watching documentaries of things like how the movie Ghostbusters was filmed and made, and all the things that went wrong to make a movie go right and stuff like that. I'm currently in the middle of the documentary of Pennywise the Clown because I found this material so interesting and I wanted to know more about it and every variation of Pennywise and where it came from the novels and all that stuff. Super interesting stuff, and I get to come here every week and talk about it with you guys.
Aw.
You're welcome.
When you said the documentary Pennywise the Clown, I was like, wait, is there a real clown called Pennywise? Like, is this
No, it's the documentary of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like there's definitely something I wanted to touch on, but other than that, I'm pretty.
What? So I'm curious. I shared my scary moments. Do you guys remember the first time you watched this? What creeped you out? What gave you goosebumps? What made you jump? Will, was there anything in this film that really got to you?
Yeah, the only thing that got to me was Bev's father. Kudos to that actor because he's gonna always be a creepy ass dad in my mind anytime I ever see him on screen. It's such a horrendous character, and I understand why he's there, but because people like that exist, it kills me. So that by far was the scariest, most unsettling part of this movie. As far as like scary Pennywise scenes, I don't know. I think maybe just the beginning when he's actually talking to Georgie and being like, oh, we all float down here and doing his little introductory bit. And he's like drooling constantly, which is because he had to wear these fake prosthetic teeth, which caused him to drool, the actor to drool, but they just ran with it because it made him look like he's just salivating always and always hungry. And I thought that was really nice. What about you, Dan?
Sorry.
Any scary moments?
Milo came in the room, so I was just enjoying petting my dog. My allergies.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna mirror what Brian already said, which is the first time I was watching this, it was absolutely them in the garage with the
slideshow
thing, the slideshow. That is the one thing. I've read the book. I remember this pretty well, but like that was the one thing from the movie that I absolutely remembered. Like that was the scene that definitely like stood out. How they filmed it, how they made it, all that stuff. Like that just stuck with me. It was so incredibly well done. And it's like I was saying before, like it's not the jump scare that you get in a lot of horror movies. It is just how incredibly unsettling it is. Like you know what's coming, you know what's about to happen. I mean, maybe not the first time you don't know exactly what's about to happen, but like clearly he is just taunting them and like building up and building up and building up. And I thought it was so incredibly well done. To touch on what you were talking about the father, just the phrase, not that this is something I've ever said, but like the phrase like
you're still daddy's girl.
Are you still my little girl?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't think I'll ever use the words like little girl again like properly after that. Like it was deeply unsettling. When this first came out, my kids would have been like 3, right?
Yeah.
So like now my kids are like Beverly's age. It's like ugh. No,
So
hard pass.
I actually don't like it when they bring in the true life horror like pedophilia, like those kinds of issues that are truly in real life terrifying, I want to go to a movie and be scared about something that I know doesn't really exist. That does. And that leaves a lingering horror with you. One, because you know that's happening in the world today, unfortunately, right? And that's really terrifying. And I don't like that in films. I'm trying to get around it because it's the other side of the coin to horror, right? It's the truth horror. And I'm trying to get around that because we're seeing that in some of these movies. And I'm trying to accept that as another chapter in a horror story and include it in the book, but I don't want to because it is really unsettling for me. And I don't want to enjoy that in any way. And I enjoy being scared in this movie. I don't enjoy the feeling of watching Bev with her dad because it's just too real.
Nor should you.
Yeah, nor should you.
If you're like, that's my favorite character, like,
it's
podcast canceled.
It's amazing. It's an amazing scene when she's with her father. Every scene with her father is incredible. Like,
yeah,
just breathtakingly well done. The guy that plays her father is unbelievably horrifying in that role, and they don't even do anything. It's just a couple of lines and just a few looks, and the way she responds to him, just this visceral, physical response to him being present in the room. Even Milo doesn't like the guy. So
Exactly.
No, Milo's definitely getting vocal.
But I feel like that's what this movie was missing on the Pennywise side, because they had that in the real life elements, is that just uneasiness, that creepiness. Instead, they leaned on Pennywise to get like these, I don't want to call them cheap thrills or special effect scenes, but the action type of scares.
Adrenaline scares is what I've been calling him now.
Most horror movies are now known for. I feel like they did that way for it because they had these other elements. And again, I don't know if it always folded into a nice neat sandwich.
And going back to Tim Curry, he brought a bit more of a human element into that character where it got you in touch with somebody who was a murdering psychopath rather than this creature monster style Pennywise. So again, I like them both. I want them both, and I think they're both excellent collections. I'm probably giving it away here, but I think that everybody should see both versions of it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I got a question for Dan. I guess Brian as well, because Brian, you have.
Sorry, I do want to stay on that topic for 1 second.
Yes,
I've just been a little
please,
distracted by a
please.
dog. One of the things that we're going to see, I think, more so in the next movie, definitely in the book, we did see it a little bit of. I'm so sorry. I hate. 1 second.
Right.
I do want to talk about this though, so don't go too far. Just, you're off to the channel.
My
and ads
question
or something.
I think might lead into this a little bit, but we'll
Okay,
wait
I'll put you on the big screen.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you're gonna ask me a question. Never mind. Just ad break. Sorry, guys.
Ad break? We probably both just ran ads. Oh, yeah, Milo wants to be involved. I don't think we got a Milo camera anymore, do we? I think Dan moved that or something. Oh, well.
I don't know.
Who's David Ball of synth pop hitmaker Soft Cell? What's that, Skinny Matthew? What's that about?
I heard Will Poulter was actually originally cast for this Pennywise character.
Will Poulter? Why am I having trouble remembering who Will Poulter is? Hold on a second. I think I know that.
He played Sentry in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, okay. Ooh, he would be creepy. He's got excellent facial
Filming a
expressions.
show here.
Yeah, I think originally he
For the
was
love of
cast,
God.
and because the project got delayed and rejigged or something, that he couldn't do it.
Oh, he would have been good. I'm really happy with Skarsgård, though. I thought.
Yeah, and the beauty of Skarsgård is like, he's got naturally, he can make this kind of creepy smile, and he can naturally move his eyes in different directions. So a lot of that fun elements that are real.
Oh, was that him doing the slightly offset eyes?
The slightly offset, yeah. There's sometimes when they like roll all the way around that obviously are CGI, but yeah, a lot of the eye movements he does.
Oh wow, that's cool. Cause the eyes really. I mean, everything he did in this was great, but
yeah, it's super fun. We need to give Run a Child Actor Corner. Oh my goodness.
I don't want that. No, thank you. I've learned after City of God, I've learned that there can be some amazing, amazing child actors. And I did find a list of child actors that I liked. I made a list just to showcase that there's a lot. I just don't give them the slack that everybody else does, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so
All right, sorry about that.
you had something, Dan, and then Will had a question for both of us or for you.
So one of the things that you're going to see a little bit in this movie, more in the next one, if I remember correctly, but definitely is present in the book, is kind of the, oh my goodness, wow, what is that called? When you pass a trait on down from kid to father to kid to kid.
Heritage,
kid,
heredity, genealogy.
but like a bad thing. Like systemic something or something. That's not quite right. Shoot. Oh my goodness. See, this is why you don't have a dog. I got totally distracted. I had it before.
Yeah, blame it on the dog, Dan.
Yeah.
A defect?
No, not a defect. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Completely lost the term that I'm using, and it's the whole point of parts of this movie. Like, you see it in how generational trauma. Thank you so much, Filament.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay.
Never even heard the term before, but okay. All the other words Dan used to describe it, I know what it means.
Sure.
Let's take it
Okay,
again.
so yeah, exactly. I'm gonna just this whole thing didn't happen. So one of the things we do see a little bit in this movie, we're going to see it more in the next one, and you definitely touch on it in the book, is how the generational trauma works. Because even with Pennywise, he goes away and comes back every 27 years. So it's kind of affecting the kids, and then the kids become adults, and they affect the kids, and it kind of goes that way. But even with like the bully with Henry Bowers, clearly he is getting bullied by his police officer father, and that's continuing down the path. We're going to see other situations with, I believe, Beverly, where she's being sexually assaulted by her father, and then when she grows up, does not have a great relationship with her husband. I can't remember if that's in the movie per se, but it is definitely a big chunk of the book. And so I think you touched on this a while ago, like, why do we even have those things? Like, why is the father in this? That is kind of the point, is like the generational trauma between not only how Pennywise affects kids in the town, but also just like how parents affect their kids and how their kids grow up to affect their kids and whatnot. So it's not super well explained in this movie yet, but I think once you see both movies, you get the full picture. It is a little bit better shown off. But again, it's one of those things where, like, it's hard to take that out of 1,500 pages into even 4 hours and make it make perfect sense. But it is something that I like that they touched on at least.
Yeah, so that kind of bleeds into my question for you and Brian, is because Brian has seen the TV series and you read the book and seen the TV series, does the TV series and the book go back and forth in time from the present adults to the children when they experienced Pennywise for the first time throughout? And did you miss that in this movie, or did you not notice it as much? Like, they did a good job of just one-siding that coin?
I don't remember the TV show well enough. I know for a fact I've seen it. I might have even seen it twice. I don't remember it well enough to say, I don't remember it well enough to say whether that happened or not. I kind of want to say the book does it kind of like the movie has done so far. Like, when they are children, they are just children. But then once they age up to adults, they're adults who are also remembering their childhood. Because I think a big chunk of the next section or the next movie is going to be that they have forgotten not only about Pennywise, but also about each other, and mostly about Derry. Like, most of the kids have moved on and like completely forgot about everything that happened.
Right. I
in like a trauma way, not in like a in just like a memory fades naturally way.
No, 100%. It's like,
Yeah, they buried it. So the original TV series was intentionally supposed to be 8 to 10 episodes long, but they felt it was so scary they wouldn't be able to get away with doing it that many episodes. They thought they'd get canceled before it was over because people would be too scared from it. And they thought that they could maybe shore up some of that by condensing it even further. But therein lies the problem. Like we've said, a gajillion pages condensed down to 4 hours of television show plus commercials. That's tough to do. I liked the original, how they went back and forth. and you could draw lines from their childhood to their adult selves. I don't remember if they did it well enough. I remember thinking that some of these characters don't feel as in touch with their younger version, and so it showcased that flaw a little bit more going back and forth. But I did like that it was there and that you could see the parallels between the youth and the adult. And yes, they did traumatically forget what happened in Derry, except for Mike. Mike calls him back because it's there. He says, you promised, we made a blood pact, etc. Let's do this. And so they end up coming back to it and start remembering, and the fear comes in and everything. And so that was interesting. I also like the take of let's do them young, and then the next one's going to be them old, and draw a straight line because it makes it a little bit easier narrative to follow. There's less, plot loops and things that you're trying to connect. And you can just kind of disassociate from the younger kids, and now we're on to the older ones, and we can talk about what happened, but focus on the older. It just simplifies it. And I think with this much content, the simpler way is the better way to go. However, I do think the original TV series did a good enough job that I'm trying to say I like both for different reasons, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll admit, I do want to go back and watch the TV show at some point once we're done with this. I just don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Time is always a factor here.
Speaking of time,
Yeah, we should wrap. Let's
Yeah,
do this.
let's do this.
we've been doing this for about an hour at this point. All right. Before we do that, of course, we do need to talk about the Patreon. Now, you guys talked about this a little bit off air, but I do want to just touch on it super briefly. We have revamped the Patreon. We've been talking about it a little bit behind the scenes here and there. I'm not going to go on a big, long spiel, but just kind of let you guys know there is a $1 level you guys can join. Anybody at that level does get access to the new R rating Discord server where you can come chat to us with us over there. But the exciting one, I'm hoping, at the $5 level is you can actually join us once a month at least for a movie watch along. Right now, this week, we're going to be doing it Sunday evening. I don't know if we've discussed an exact time, probably 8 o'clock or so.
I think it's going to be...
Yeah, 8 Eastern, I think.
Does that work for you?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, 8 or 9, somewhere in there, I think. I can't remember because I'm an hour ahead of one of you or both of you. We're not really sure
You're an hour
because
ahead of
apparently
me and
Canada
2
has
hours ahead
17
of
time
Will.
zones and America has 63 if you incorporate Puerto Rico. That was early stream.
Wow. Anyway, Sunday, October 26th, for those of you
Yeah.
who are with us currently.
And we're going to be watching the Patreon pick for the month. So if you want to get our thoughts on it before we do the episode live, we're going to be watching Moon. So if you want to come join us, head on over to Patreon. Speaking of which,
And that's starring Sam Rockwell and pretty much nobody else. Right? There's not many people in
if
that
I
movie.
remember correctly, we've all seen it before, but
Once, a long
I'm
time
super
ago,
curious
yeah.
to see it again. But if you like what we do and you want to help support us, head on over to our Patreon. There's a link down below. Huge shout out to the executive producers Real Bubba Hotep and Dino, and of course our head writer Elder JM990, and the director it's Hugh, I don't know, it's him, for helping support the show and keeping the lights on and helping us choose our Patreon pick for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hughes, like Hugh Hefner, but with an S.
is that what it is?
Yep, it's Hughes.
Yeah.
All right,
It's for
my
me,
bad.
it's for Hughes, it's for Hughes. It's all good.
All right, so I guess with that we're going to be moving on to Brian.
Ryan, kick us off.
Sorry, my phone is blowing up and I'm trying to get it to not vibrate and make any noise. So, all right. I really like this film. I can't wait to watch the second one again. Like I've stated before, I like both the TV series that came out a long time ago, and I like this one. I think they're amazing and for a variety of different reasons, and I think that everybody should go see both of them because I think they have a lot to offer. I especially enjoyed the effects on this one. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some of those opening sequences because Will says that I missed some things and I want to take a look at them. We didn't talk much about the sound in this one, but there was an aspect of the audio that I really loved, and they did it a couple of times in this film. It's this neat trick where somebody's running and they're looking over their shoulder, and it's something that's kind of weird that's kind of happening behind them, and then suddenly the sound cuts out, and they look back over their shoulder one more time, and it's Pennywise, and he's right in your face. And it's that sound that drops out that alerts you subconsciously that something's different this time, and then you look and it's way different and scary, and it jumps out at you. And they do that little sound trick a couple of times. They also had the volume just right at the big moments, like the garage sequence. You hear the clicking of the slideshow as it speeds up, and that clicking, building pace, building tension, making things going faster and faster, and you get more excited, and then suddenly things are coming out of the wall and getting bigger. Really just a fantastic job with that. I had a ton of fun watching this film. I've gone back and forth with my scores with a few things, kind of adjusting for some stuff, but this one's landing at a 74 for me. I think it's great. A well-done film. There's definitely places that it could be picked up on, but we are talking about a lot of Stephen King content when he was still pretty high writing his stories, and they had to cram all that into, the first half of this two-part movie. So I think they did a great job with what they had, and I love it, and I think that everybody else should love it too. So that's me.
Nice.
All right, I have to agree with Brian on pretty much everything. I think this movie looks absolutely incredible. They did a phenomenal job with basically every aspect of it. Some of the sound work was incredibly well, though I didn't pick up on the thing that Brian was talking about. The child actors unanimously, I think, did a great job. I think Stanley was given very little to do, unfortunately, but I think all the actors did a great job. I really like watching the way they interact with each other, to the point where I almost wanted that more than the movie we got. Not that I have anything against the movie It, but I could have, honestly, the quarry scene and stuff like that, that could have been a movie and I would have enjoyed it for very different reasons. The horror elements of this movie, as I mentioned at the very beginning, were less scary and more just deeply unsettling. Whether it's Pennywise the clown, or the adults, or the bully, or the father talking to his daughter, it didn't scare me in the same way that The Conjuring did, where I'm actually like, my skin is crawling. But it just, everything about this movie is just wrong in the right ways, if that makes any sense. It's so well made, but it's not necessarily one that I'm going back to every single Halloween. I thought it was really, really fun. I really liked aspects of it. It's interesting because having had read the book, I know certain things that aren't in this movie, and it kind of made me enjoy it a little bit less. Not that they did a poor job with the movie whatsoever, but there's just so much more you can do with the book. I'm not even saying the book is better. I think the movie is actually probably the better iteration of the story. There's just so much less of it because you can't take all the elements that you want to put into it. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I gave this one an 81. I really like this movie. I think every element of it is done superbly. I think everybody's on top of their game. Visual effects, practical effects. We didn't talk very much about the haunted houses and stuff like that in this movie, but they all looked phenomenal. The acting is incredible. There's just nothing that I can really take away from this other than how deeply unsettled I feel watching it. It is just not a fun watch in that sense, which I guess is what they're going for. So kudos to them.
Very nice.
Chat's
Alright.
keyed up for this one.
What? I mean, I agree with everything you guys said. The movie is well done. I mean, we didn't really talk about this either. The director, Andy Muschietti, however you say his name, really hadn't done a lot of directing prior to this that I saw. Hasn't really done a lot of directing since this that I've seen. So for a not super established director, I thought did a very good job handling this movie, because this movie is a lot. And I think at one point there was a different director in the books who wanted to do this, but never got around to it. I can't remember. Anyway, speaking of rambling, I do think the CGI was a little bit too much on this movie. I think they could have got away with a little more real effects. I always like the real effects. I'll never get past that. I just won't. So some things did stand out to me. It wasn't breaking of any sorts of the word, but it did stand out a little bit to me. I did find the adults were scarier than Pennywise, which I don't know if that's what they were going for or not, but that's how it set. And maybe that will become more established in the next one. I'm not sure, but it does just feel like Pennywise had this grip on the whole town, and maybe that's the idea. We didn't even talk about the TV. Throughout the movie, the TV is playing, and it's always the same program on, no matter who's watching it, adults, kids, whoever. And it's like this weird children's show, and they're talking about killing people and going to the sewers. It's fun to play in the sewers. And at the one where Henry is about to kill his dad, they're like, do it, do it, do it. And you can actually see Pennywise in there. It just, throughout the movie, they do a good job of placing Pennywise in the scenes, even if he's not in the scenes, which is really cool. Some are like you want to look for because it's through the history books and the photos and the slideshow, which was a great scene. But sometimes it's just on a wall of graffiti, and then there one scene he's not there, and another scene you look and he is there. And so the detail they put into that is quite great. And if you watch multiple times, you'll pick up on more of those as they go. The acting, the kids I thought did great overall, and that's really what I watched the movie for, was these kids. I felt the interactions with them were great, the dialogue between them was fun. Did the whole movie work? I don't know if it always came together. It's just a lot of content crammed into like 2 hours, and I felt the 2 hours because it was so much content. And so that's really what docked me the most on this, which would be the writing issue, which is gonna always be a writing issue. It's a 1,500-page novel crammed into 2 parts of 2-hour movies. Overall, all that said, still a good movie, still very watchable, very fun. If you like it, if you like the character, if you like Stephen King, this is one of the better adaptations to movie, I feel, of Stephen King's work. 76 out of 100 for me. Would watch again.
Nice.
I did not expect to be the low man on the poll for this one.
I'll not lie. I was a little surprised with your score when you seemed to be talking the movie up pretty heavily, and then we got there. I'm like, oh, that was low.
I think for me, I didn't approve of some of the acting, and that score really kind of tanked the rest of it. Everything else got great marks. A little bit of a hit in the plot section just because we crammed a lot into a little bit of space, but yeah, I think that's what did it for me. Some of the child actors in this, they took me out of it.
Yeah, it didn't sell it for you.
Just didn't sell it for me.
I do feel like they had 1 or 2 too many characters, but again, they're pulling from a book. Who can flesh out those characters easier than a 2-hour movie when you're trying to juggle them all?
Yep.
And we might get a little bit of flesh it out on some of those characters in the next one. Maybe.
I hope so.
That's
And
the other thing which we didn't really talk about, right? It's It in Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. Is this a franchise? Is it just one big movie? What is this? Right? Like it's weird in that way because it's not your typical franchise.
Well,
whereas
you think
like
this is bad. Wait till the next one we do.
no, I understand. I'm just saying like it's out of the norm for your typical franchise, which is typically a movie is made, it hits it off big, and people are like, oh, yeah, we could add to this. Let's make a whole new movie. Whereas this one's like, specifically in this case, they had the go-ahead to make It Chapter 1. If it succeeded, they would greenlight It Chapter 2, but it's already from the written source of the book. They knew what story they were going to tell, right? It's not like it was a new spin-off or anything like that. So it's odd in that franchise thought process. And things did change from them being greenlight because the kid actors did such a great job and were so well received. They actually added more flashbacks into the second movie that they didn't originally plan on.
And I'm going to be watching those.
They had to de-age the kids because the kids had grown over 2 years.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching those because I want to see if they can flesh out some of the issues I had with the kids in this one, which weren't big issues. Just, I just think, was it, what was the chubby kid's name? Not Will. Ben. Thank you, Ben. He had such a great character, so diverse and so, so much more than the rest of them. Like his eloquent words in juxtaposition to Bill's stuttering, that sort of thing. And I thought both kids kind of had a little bit of trouble delivering those characters to me, and it's a little off-putting. That's okay, though. I just focused on Beverly's character, and I was happy.
That said, I did enjoy the New Kids on the Block digs. Those were funny. And on the other side of the coin, I didn't love that Ben kissing Bev at the end broke her out of her little weird coma thing. I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah, that one kind of got me a little bit too. I was like, I get the trope with like,
True
Snow
Love's
White or
Kiss
whatnot,
or whatever. Yeah.
but it was just that like, oh,
Yeah.
after this woman who has been sexually assaulted so many
Exactly.
times, the thing
Yes.
that wakes her up is being kissed without her consent.
Yes, exactly.
I was honestly thinking that he was going to kiss her and be like, well, it was worth a shot and have it not work and try to be a humorous moment. And they didn't even do that. They had a second of a pause where you thought that was going to happen. And then she actually wakes up and now you're just like, wait a minute. Yeah, she's a victim of child molestation. This is not an okay way to wake her up. That's not right.
Weird. It's so weird.
Look, this isn't going to be in the actual episode, so we can go into it a little bit more. Do you guys have
going
any
into the book?
in the actual book?
I sure do.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Okay, so at the end of the book,
The power of friendship to the next level.
so the reason, here's the thing. Bev feels Pennywise won't be able to get to them if they are adults. Because Pennywise preys on children.
They pull a train on Bev?
Yep.
Bev volunteers. Yes, and so there is an orgy scene at the end.
Folks.
To
Stephen King did a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs.
in the sewer after they defeat Pennywise. It's a party down there.
Wow. Okay, that's just weird. I'm glad they left that out.
Earlier, like, it's good they left some things out, and it's like, I'm not going any further than that. That's not
So,
making
yeah,
the final episode.
I mean, if you're comparing that to Ben kissing her, yeah, sure, night and day. That's
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay,
But
I will
it's still weird.
say
It's still weird.
it's super weird. It is super weird, and I'm not consenting. But like, well, I'm not sorry. She does consent though, versus Ben
Correct.
just kind of thrusts himself upon her.
Yes,
in this.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
But again,
it's,
still a strange character trait to
well,
put in.
They all float down there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh shit.
Yeah, just
Oh my god.
keeps getting
I thought I think that was, I don't remember, somebody in chat said that she sleeps with all of them. I thought they were just being cheeky. That was real? Holy crap.
Yeah, that's real.
all right. And with that, we have our first ever second column of our rating. It comes in pretty high at a 77. It is only the first movie, of course. They usually do start off pretty high and then they kind of drop from there. But that does knock Highlander down onto the second page, as it were. Now, you kind of mentioned this a second ago, Will. Is this a franchise? Is it just two parts of the same book, the same movie? We're not really sure. We're counting it, though, so we can talk about it. So do you think this is going to drop all that hard? Because this is not the first one did well, let's make a sequel. This is there was always going to be two. There was always going to be the end of the story. Do you think that they can keep this up and this will be pretty highly rated by us? Or do you think this will have a pretty nasty fall the way most sequels do?
I was going to ask you guys the same question because I know we've all seen this movie prior to watching them now. And from my memory alone, I don't remember enjoying the chapter 2 as much as the first chapter. So I do believe it's going to take a little bit of a tumble, but I don't know how much. Because I do think they did a great job executing the first one, and I don't see them just completely, shatting the bed on the second. But we'll see.
So my big takeaway from this one, if you were to explain one scene, it would be the scene we talked about with the in the garage with the slideshow. The only thing I really truly remember from the sequel is I remember thinking wow, they really nailed all the actors. These actually look like those kids grown up.
Right.
That's it. I don't really remember the story going in. I don't remember if I liked it or didn't. I remember the story because of the book, but I don't remember if I'm remembering the book or the movie. So I am very curious to watch this one.
It's also funny because on the press tour of the first movie, they asked the kid actors who they'd like for adult actors to play them in the sequel or the chapter 2. And I think 2 of the actors named actors that actually got cast in the roles, which is kind of fun. So
I wonder if they knew that ahead of time, or if it was just
what about
pure
you?
fan casting.
Yeah, who knows? What about you, Run?
I remember some scary sequences from the next movie. I remember some of those. I don't remember much else. So I don't remember if I liked it or not. I just know that there's some creepy scenes that I'm going to enjoy again. and I'm very much looking forward to watching the next part. I'm kind of sad that as it stands, we're not going to include Tim Curry's into this, even though it's the same movie, not a different, not a sequel or whatever. But we are going to be we do mention it in the juxtaposition between the two films and the differences and whatnot. So we're going to be talking about that. But I think this is probably going to drop down to Jurassic Park levels, but that's just going off of like IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes scores. Everybody has the sequel just a touch behind the original. So I think a lot of people originally went to see the first It to see if it would be as scary as what they remembered from Tim Curry. And I think on the sequel, they probably didn't get as many return customers because people maybe liked one version better than the other and chose not to go back. But I don't know. I remember thinking that the whole thing's great and I wanted all three in my collection. So we'll see.
Now, you bring up an interesting point because we've talked about these rules behind the scenes quite a bit. There's a bit of a back and forth between Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Is it all one franchise? How do we want to make that work? I think the only franchise that we've done so far that's really iffy, I guess the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, is Evil Dead. Because there's the 3 starring Bruce Campbell, and then there's a pretty hard reset, even though Bruce Campbell shows up in the end credits or whatever, to get to remake and Rise. Like, are those 2 separate franchises or are those the same one? Then you've got the questions with like Batman. Well, there's like 9 different Batman movies. Is it the Batman franchise or is it like the Michael Keaton verse and then the Dark Knight verse and then the other one? And it's just one of those things where like there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer.
Oh no, there is a right answer. I've got the answer for you, Dan. I know exactly the answer. We make the fucking rules around here. You're gonna watch what we tell you to watch. That's it. That's all there is to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking next about doing Kill Bill, which is famously, thank you very much for the raid, Kill Bill, which is famously one movie that literally the movie theaters were just like, no one's gonna watch 4 hours of movie. Make it into 2, and that's the only reason he did it. And in fact, I believe in November he's releasing The Whole Bloody Affair as one movie, which I'm actually pretty tempted to go and watch in the theaters. But again, it technically was released on 2 DVDs on 2 separate dates, so I'm counting it as a franchise, and we're going to review it here in the month of November. So we're playing fast and loose with the rules, but I like Brian's answer. You're just going to watch what we tell you to watch, and that's the end of that.
And we hope you enjoy.
Nah, just watch what we tell you to watch. All right, that's a good enough out. All right, that's our rating of It Chapter 1, but what's yours? We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. We record this live at twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. Wow, all over the place at the time. We record these live over at twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come hang out with us, you can go over there, hit the follow button, and hang out live. Or if you enjoyed this video, just hit like and subscribe so that we see you in the next one. Thank you so much, Raiders. I appreciate that immensely. Sorry, we were just recording something, so we kind of half-assed talking to the audience, but I do appreciate it. Thank you again for the follow. I'd love to hear from the audience. What do you think the line should be when doing franchises? One thing I was talking about with Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World is it's more fun for me personally to have multiple small franchises than one big one. So like, I don't want to have the MCU be one thing. I'd rather do like Iron Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, stuff like that.
Same thing with James Bond. Like you can go by the actor.
Exactly. Star Wars, you could have it be like the prequels, the sequels, and the original, stuff like that, as opposed to having just Star Wars. I realize that could get confusing because it's supposed to be the franchise and Star Wars is a franchise, but I think our audience is smart enough to figure that out. So where do you guys think? Where do you guys draw the line? Star Wars is definitely 3. Dan, did your camera go out of focus?
Look fine to me.
I don't know. Sometimes it autofocuses a little bit, but I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. I don't mind breaking them up as well, just so we can, at best, have some breathing room. Because sometimes it's a lot just to watch 9 Jurassic Park movies all in a row. Whereas if we can
Absolutely.
break it into 3 different parts at 3 different times, it's nothing.
We're at
You're good.
5 horror movies in a row with 4 Conjurings and It now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went deep.
Thank
we went
goodness
deep
for
into
Moon.
Halloween. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Now, have either of you guys seen Moon?
Yes.
Yeah,
We've all seen. Okay, we've all seen it. All right.
I think 3 to 4 movies in a row of the same genre is kind of rough. Like for us or for you guys as the audience, like you'd rather we switched it up more often. Because the other thing we could potentially do, because I like, especially with something like Jurassic Park, I feel like maybe the scores took a bit of a hit because we did so many back to back to back. Whereas if we did like October 1st, the first week of October we did Jurassic Park, and then the second week of October we did It, and then the third week of October we did something else, and then circle back to Jurassic Park, give ourselves some breathing room between each one. Like that's something we like briefly talked about, but then it's just so long between when we give the first movie a score and the franchise a score. It's like it's like originally when we started doing the show, we were doing the entire franchise in one episode, which was
That was a lot.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I went back and listened to those when they became podcasts, and I was just like, it's pretty fun seeing where we first came from. But like, yeah, I'd say we've gotten significantly better in the last year.
Anecdotal at best. Yeah, Demillion, John Wick is definitely on our radar. We haven't done it yet. That's going to be a great action, choreograph action kind of movie to fit in there. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm also pushing more and more, wanting these guys to get to Terminator. I want to get through the whole Terminator franchise. That's a big franchise, though, unless you want to chop it up a bit.
Yeah.
I think there's some
chop that one up though.
like-
The only one that you would take out is the Christian Bale one.
Christian Bale one, exactly. I would take that one out and not even feel bad about it. Because the Christian Bale one was set up to be a trilogy of its own. And it tanked, kind of. Well, not tanked, but it just didn't do good enough that they wanted to keep going with it. And then Christian Bale got in all that trouble on set. And so I wouldn't mind taking that one out, but I do want to cover the rest of them because those, Aliens, Predator, Terminator, and RoboCop are probably like the 4 franchises I enjoy the most. It's that science fiction that just fits with me so well.
I'm kind of with Skinny Matthew. Terminator ended after Terminator 2. Like I've not even seen Dark Fate.
Oh yeah, I missed a couple along the way for sure. After was it the third one with the not that I'm bashing
The female?
lady Terminator?
Yeah, that's the
Just
third
that
one.
it
Rise
was
of
like-
the Machines.
Rise of the Machines was terrible.
100% just poking fun of itself, right? Like it was publicly mocking itself for the.
It was, yeah, it was terrible. I was pissed at that film. And then Dark Fate came out where we have a female lead who does an amazing job in that. We have a new villain who is a Hispanic man who plays a robot with liquid metal over it so he can split into 2, which made for some super cool action sequences. They have a sledgehammer fight in the movie. I love Dark Fate. They brought Sarah Connor back as an older version of herself who's lost her son. It's just, man, Dark Fate was great. I don't know why you guys don't go check that one out. Skip 3, but Dark Fate was worth it.
I don't remember disliking 3 when it came out. I've just never gone back to see it again. Like, I feel like it was a fine movie when it saw.
When the cars started driving themselves, I was like, no. That technology is not there yet. We're not there. They don't get to drive themselves. It doesn't work like that.
What a crazy concept. Cars that drive themselves.
Well, I mean, now we got
planes
Teslas
that
and
don't need
stuff.
Pilots?
But back then, no. It was like a 98 Ranger, and I'm like, no, that doesn't drive itself. That doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Sad's asking about Godfather. It is not one that we've discussed, I think, because it's a little intimidating.
It is, yeah. It's a bit intimidating. That one's gonna be hardcore, and that's one we're probably gonna wait. I would say year 2. I mean, we're in year 2, but I would say after year 2, I think we should probably take that on as a big milestone kind of thing. I think that's an important film to cover.
It's definitely something we are going to talk about, assuming the whole podcast doesn't implode. But we don't. Yeah, it just feels like something I want to take my time with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just come on the air and just like bullshit and just be like, I don't know, like we did with this one, where I'm just like mixing my words and like I don't even remember the generational trauma is halfway through. Like, it feels like I want to do it right. You need to get suits on for The Godfather. I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah, that's funny.
We should definitely. You know what? We should do it after November 1st so that Will has a mullet.
Oh
Can
my
we make that our November movie?
There's very little chance of that even happening.
Oh, I don't think Will and I want to see Avatar ever.
That's my problem, Ultimate Chaos, because like I'm going to see Avatar in theaters. I'm probably going to be doing a review of it on the channel, and I'd love to talk to these guys about it, except for it'll be just 3 episodes in a row of them bashing it. And it's just like,
Pretty much, yeah.
all right.
There's a lot
Not
of
a
that,
fan.
to be honest.
Well known, Will and I do not like that franchise.
To be
So
fair,
there you go.
To be fair, I only saw the first one, and I regret it.
You lucky bastard. You lucky bastard.
I don't love them, but I definitely like them more than these guys.
No, if you combined the first Avatar with Kevin Costner's Waterworld, you get Avatar 2 is what you get.
I mean, you're actually selling it, man. I had fun with Waterworld. You know, Waterworld didn't take itself too seriously.
I think the second one's better than the first. I mean, you guys talking to you guys probably isn't saying very much, but
No, for sure, for sure.
I actually was kind of bored to death with the second one. I thought there were way too many slow sequences. At least the
Fair.
first one, they tried to impress me with their flashing lights and 3D objects and stuff. The second one was just them swimming around in water all the time, and I don't know, it didn't do it for me. Toxic Avenger, Wonderful D, there's a Patreon account you can jump into and push us into Toxic Avenger. I think that's the only way we're gonna get there anytime soon.
I guess it
Yeah.
is a franchise now that the new movie came out, but yeah.
there's a new movie for Toxic Avenger?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Rambo. Rambo's something that I would actually like to take on, because I think the very first Rambo movie was an amazing piece of cinema.
Okay, so funnily enough, Rambo is one of the 3 or 4 franchises I did. So, longtime fans maybe will not remember this. This is actually the second iteration of our rating. I actually did this years ago, right before COVID hit, with some real life friends, and we went through a couple of franchises. It never made it to air. There was a whole bunch of problems behind the scenes, but we recorded a couple of episodes, and one of the few episodes we did do was Rambo. I think I have that recording around somewhere, but I'd be very curious to watch them score them now and go back and see what I scored them back then, just to be like, how different are my thoughts at 2025 versus in 2019 or 2000 or something. Not 2000, 2020. I think I can't remember what else we did. We did RoboCop. We did the Sean Connery James Bonds, and we did the 4 Indiana Jones at the time. The 5th one wasn't even out yet. There are 5 Toxic Avenger movies? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I forgot that there was a couple of the old ones. I forgot that altogether. But yes, there is a new one out as well. With,
Sounds like a disaster. Oh, it was. It was
what's his
fun.
name?
But
Peter Dinklage, isn't it? New one? Yep. He plays
I
the
know
Toxic Avenger,
nothing
I'm pretty
about
sure.
this. I couldn't tell you a thing about the Toxic Avenger. I don't know what the history is. I don't know what the story is. I don't know if it's based off a comic book or if it's just a thing, or it'll all be new to me. So if we do that one, that'll be kind of fun coming at it so blindly.
Or it'll be horrible.
Or it'll be horrible. That's fair too. Now, one thing coming out in the very near future, I think we talked about this behind the scenes, but I don't know if we discussed it fully. Predator Badlands is coming out in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Brian and I, at very least, are both big Predator fans. I am going to be watching that in theaters as soon as possible. Whether we do it on our rating or not, I'll definitely have a review live on my channel with me. But is that something we want to figure out how to put into the schedule? Because I think we could do that and then do the Kill Bills after it. I think that would line up.
I'm down for cramming it into the schedule. We also have the next episode of 28 Years Later, which is due to come out, I think it's January.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
January, yeah.
And a friend of mine wants me to go see it in theaters with him. We went and saw the last one in theaters. So I'll probably be primed and ready to jump into that if we want to add it into our list right away. Doesn't matter if we do or don't. I'm just available if we do. So I'm down for both. Ultimate Chaos Godzilla is the longest running franchise in all of movie history. There's 29 movies of Godzilla. I don't think we're going to be covering them anytime soon. But again,
It's longest based off years. It's not longest based off movies.
no, it's the longest based off movies, the most movies. And James Bond is
Depends
next.
on what you count then. The MCU's at like 37 or something.
Well, the MCU is a collection of films, it's not a franchise. You keep thinking it's a franchise. I don't think of it as a franchise anyway.
Okay.
Because I think Godzilla has 31 and James Bond is 29, or maybe it's Godzilla has 29 and then James Bond is 27 or 28 or something like that. It's just 2 behind it. But a lot of people don't consider the MCU as a franchise of films, especially when they have phases of them coming out. I mean, they chop them up into what? We're on phase 5 now coming out, so.
I mean, okay.
I've never thought of the MCU as a franchise of films. I think of Iron Man 1, 2, 3. That's a franchise. I think of Ant-Man 1 and 2. That's a franchise. I think of the Infinity Stones, the Infinity War 1 and 2. I think that's a franchise, but I don't consider the entire collection. I think that's a collection, or even break it into phases, which I'm not nerdy enough to remember which ones are in which phase. But that's just me personally. You're welcome to.
I mean, we're not doing it as a franchise on this show.
No shit.
If we ever touch it, we're
Yeah.
breaking it into parts. But I mean, I feel like Damalian. Like I feel like I've heard other people refer to it as a franchise, and
like West is Left is saying,
being one.
They have interconnected story, and the movies reference each other. It's ambiguous, and that's why we get to make the rules around here and decide what's a franchise and what's going to be watched, because technically it is chapter 1 and chapter 2, not movie 1 and movie 2.
Speaking of making the rules, I'm going to bed.
You know what? I'm gonna get on board with Will's rule, and I'm gonna get the F out of here as well, because we started a little late and ran even later. So thank you, chat. I'm just gonna disconnect. I'm not even gonna raid anybody, because I just raid Dan, and he's probably out of here
Thanks
too.
for the chat. I hope that was everything you were looking forward to this week.
It was fun as always. I'm sure everybody had a great time. I will see you guys later. Yeah, anyways, have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Cheerio, everybody.